There's no big deal about going on.
You read me?
Once again, everyone, and welcome to Greenville Lion football from T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium, where the Lions will entertain the North Forney Falcons, who come into the game winless in District 8-5A, Division II. Greenville, coming off their first district win last Friday over Sulphur Springs, 25-21, hopes to add another W tonight. I'm Bob Muty, and sitting next to me is our excitable color man and former McKinney Lion wide receiver and wide receiver coach under Darren Duke, Matt Hanson. Matt, what do you expect from tonight's game?
Well, I think, Bob, based on what both these teams have been through this year, it's going to be kind of like a war of attrition tonight. You know, we've got guys that have fallen down due to injuries. We've got guys that have moved out of town, it sounds like, for North Forney and left the team for other reasons. So you got two teams that are, kind of beaten down, but I think we still have a battle. You had spoken that, before the game with Coach Duke. He said that there's still, an outside chance that we could get into the playoffs with the right combination of wins and losses and point totals. So you just never know. So you can't ever count yourself out as a team. I'm sure he's motivated, the Lions tonight as they come into this game, and that's in the back of their mind. That's going to cause a little extra motivation. But this is still a talented team. Yes, they went through a head coaching change from Coach Jackson, who's coached for a number of very successful programs and continues to do so. Now Eric Lester steps in and take his place, so a little bit of a step backwards in terms of team success, but he has a lot of talent. So again, that record I think doesn't necessarily speak to the talent that's on the field. So we'll just have to see what the Lions can do to slow down still a productive offense. They score a lot of points. They scored a lot of points against Corsicana last week, and Corsicana again had to pull off a late victory over another team.
Well, that playoff opportunity would involve, first of all, a victory tonight. So let's start with that one.
That's right.
Manning the camera and handling the technical aspects of our broadcast tonight is Chris Mangual. Chris is a graduate of Commerce High School, class of 2007, and he played a little basketball up there for the Tigers. Tonight's game, the Falcons will be led by quarterback Michael Phillips and running backs, substitute running backs actually, DeMarcus Taylor and DeMarcus Kirk. As Matt mentioned earlier, quite a few deletions from the roster, some of whom were expected to be leading the Falcons tonight. Those running backs will be playing behind a large offensive line which likes to run the football. The Lions will employ the same strategy but will be without quarterback Micah Simpson in the first half. Senior Joe Golly hopes to regain his touch in the passing game, as the Lions will probably mix it up before the intermission. Watch for junior Cameron Neal to get the bulk of the carries, but Atagus Johnson will also be available. Golly will be targeting DeGarian Anderson, who had a monster game last week with a catch for the winning score, followed by two huge interceptions to protect the victory. On the injury slate, offensive tackle and punter Andrew Ibarra remains sidelined, so look for Drew Morris, Saul Gonzalez, and Connor Martin to provide additional blocking for the starting offensive linemen, led by Emiliano Portillo at center, Luis Venegas, and James Robles at guard, and Travis Bowers at tackle. Matt, the offensive line is experienced. How do you evaluate Coach Travis Smith's charges?
Well, one credit to Coach Smith. I had a chance to visit with him before this game, and Coach Smith has a wealth of experience. He's coached a lot of different programs, McKinney being one of them. I got to see or be a part of his strength and conditioning coach when I was a middle school Lion growing up in that program. The legacy he left behind there. So I think if anything, he's already changed the culture of the Lions' offensive line. They're very tough. They're a very, very close-knit unit. They're all about family and kind of picking up the guy next to him. And we really saw that last week. As Portillo went down, Connor Martin steps up and does a great job filling in at center. So it just shows that those guys are really interchangeable. They're very knowledgeable, too, about every position in the offensive front, how to block different fronts. Last week we saw them create a lot of different opportunities for Cameron Neal, a guy who's young and not quite as experienced as the guys around him, but Cameron Neal played a heck of a game, and that's all credit due to those guys up front. Behind guys like Robles and Portillo, and the list goes on and on. So we have to credit a lot of our success on the ground to that group of guys. And again, we're going to lean on that, as the passing game may not be as consistent as what we've been able to show on the ground.
Yeah, Neal had 144 yards rushing last week, second to Simpson's 251 yards on the ground.
Wow.
Anyway, so we'll watch for H-back Justin Fisher more tonight, as the Lions use a heavy run package to attack North Forney's defense. Matt, according to Coach Duke, as we said earlier, Greenville still has this outside chance of making the playoffs. Greenville's got to beat Corsicana, tonight. We got to beat Crandall next week, and then depending upon the number of points scored in the remaining games, the Lions could once again be playoff bound, and wouldn't that be exciting?
It would be, but from week one, we always talked about the goal from week in, week out is to go 1-0. Win each game. That's all that matters. Keep your focus on the team ahead, right? Keep your focus on the game that you're preparing for. Win that game, and then we'll prepare for the next one. So, you got to be kind of, looking ahead, but not too far ahead for this Lions team.
Well, it's senior night, as you were probably, if you were earlier watching the festivities down on the field. Before the game, players, managers, band, and Flash members, as well as cheerleaders, were honored. Of course, Coach Duke got to be a parent at midfield when his daughter Stella, the Flash Colonel, was introduced. He looked pretty proud to me, Matt.
Yeah, he does, and that's one thing I always appreciated about working for Coach Duke. He's a guy that really values family. He invites families to come up to be around the facility. He's been very welcoming of my family, my son who got to play on the field pregame, and he always comes up and greets them along with the other coaches. So love to see Coach Duke, have that balance between being, a tough old boy, but also being, a softie at heart, with a senior daughter. So congratulations to the Duke family, Stella Duke, and a great family they have there.
And the Lions just came through their run-through, came through the gauntlet with the GEUS flag carried by the NROTC cadets. North Forney in the south end zone getting to come through their run-through banner. And we're actually running a little bit behind tonight. We started our broadcast a little bit later, and we haven't even had the national anthem yet. So very shortly we'll see the Falcons run, and here they come onto the field. We get a little acrobatics from the leader. There's a little, back handspring or something there, man?
Yeah.
I'm not a gymnast, but
pretty good, yeah.
All right, so North Forney High School Falcons against the Greenville High School Lions tonight in this District 8-5A contest. As we mentioned, North Forney comes in at 0-5, and Greenville at 1-4 after their victory last weekend. Kind of a unusual game last week with Greenville racking up 170 yards in penalties.
I know it. We kind of saw a game that was cut in half. Greenville was penalized pretty heavily in the first half, and then, early on it almost switched over, and we saw, the calls kind of turned to the way of the Wildcats in the second half. So it kind of evened itself out. Luckily, the Lions did come back out on top at the end of it all after a sloppy second half, but a back and forth for sure. So it was an exciting game. As you said, we were excited in the booth, that's for sure. I think we came through. I think some people asked me to say, what was your blood pressure through that game, Matt? But Coach Alexander said he said, I even heard the coach come out on you pretty frequently in that game, and hard not to in a game like that. But we'll have to see if those Lions learn to persevere a little bit. But let's see as we turn for the national anthem here.
Selection of Richard Burt. Tonight's captains for Greenville are Venegas, he'll wear number 63. Caleb Leha wore number 55, and Connor Martin. So three of the big guys up front get to go to the center of the field for the coin toss tonight. Notice, Matt, that all the seniors are standing right on the sideline. The rest of the team is back about 4 or 5 yards. So these seniors, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 15 or 16 of them, not counting the guys out front. So they're pretty close to 20 seniors on this roster.
Yeah, it's a special night on senior night for these guys, so they encourage all of them to walk out to the center of the field and, all kind of serve as honorary captains for this game. So again, you love to see how this team can leave a legacy behind for this program as it continues to grow under Coach Duke. We've seen a lot of success recently. So again, let's see what type of finish to this season we're gonna have.
Did you ever have the opportunity to meet at the center of the field for a captain's meeting?
I did a few times, matter of fact. We used to do it based on performance throughout the week in practice, so you'd kind of reward that. So I had a couple of opportunities to do it, with the McKinney Lions.
Well, that's a pretty special feeling. So,
yeah, it is.
And Coach Duke has done a good job of rotating his captains throughout the season, that's a tribute to his fairness to his program. Looks like the toss has been made. Looks like North Forney is going to receive from the south end. So once again, it appears that Greenville won the toss and deferred to the second half, which is a good thing if we're going to be short a couple guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's just see what our defense can do to start this ball game. And what's interesting, Bob, is this weekend. Monday Night Football, they've been doing the Mannings have been leading Monday Night Football, and they had Tom Brady on. And Tom Brady kind of talked about the strategy behind the deferring the second half. And he said that the goal of most teams is to win the middle 8 minutes of the game. The goal is to score late and then immediately turn around and get that ball. And it's always turns into a 14-point swing potentially. So that's why there's always that strategy of deferring. It just boils down to, do you get the ball to end that half, and you can kind of have some clock management to slow the game down, and then turn around and score right away again. So 14 points, that could change a ball game.
Unfortunately for Greenville, they have not performed in the third quarter most of the time. They got the second half kickoff last week, started the drive, but then stalled out, but ended up outscoring Sulphur Springs. 12-0 in the second half.
Well, back to receive, Bob. We mentioned in pregame some of these weapons. You've got Marquise Edwards, who's a very, very talented safety, and also Tylen Crochet, who's the leading all-purpose yards holder for the Falcons.
You've got the Lions in all red and the Falcons in all white. O'Neill's kick bounces and is covered by DeMarcus Taylor. He has to fall on the ball. It's kind of rolling loose there. It looks like it's going to be spotted somewhere around the 22-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like O'Neill just kicked that ball right into no man's land. It kind of lands in there, and Taylor takes it upon himself to turn around and fall on that ball before anyone has a chance to run down and make it play.
Going to spot it at the 24-yard line of North Forney. 1st and 10. Trips to the right. 2 receivers to the left, so they're really spread out.
Yeah. Looks like tonight, too, and kind of a revolving door offense.
Man in motion. Phillips running right, and he's taken down hard. Good tackle on the far side over there. I didn't get the number of that Mack truck, but boy, he threw him down in a hurry.
Yeah, Falcons come out in an empty set there, just true quarterback sweep to the right. We're going to continue to see quarterbacks carry the ball in this offense. Their actual leading rusher is Michael Phillips, the quarterback.
Caleb Leha on that tackle. Phillips now takes a snap. The lefty throws, finds his man, complete. Still going outside the 40-yard line for a nice first down for North Forney.
Yeah, it kind of catches the Lions there. Nobody really covering the curl there. So when we're in that cover 3, you expect your outside linebacker to drop to curl into the flat. Nobody quite drops into that flat, and your safety runs up to make that play.
Leha again on the tackle. Handoff this time. Jalen Champions got him after about a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, good job right there by the defensive front. Back looks for, it looks like Taylor looks for a cutback there, but Lions staying at home, reading keys and executing all around the ball to bottleneck him.
Give him 4 yards on first down. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right for Phillips. Once again, a handoff. Running room.
Hang on.
Luna with the initial hit, and the pile gets pushed forward. Let's see where they spot it.
Going to be just short, maybe a 3rd and 1 here. Luna does a good job just wrapping up the ball carrier on the waist. Other Lions rally to the ball and help him keep him beyond, just in front of that first down.
That's DeMarcus Taylor with the last 2 carries. 3rd and 1, ball spotted at the Greenville 47-yard line. North Forney on the move. Phillips coming around the left side. He's got the first down, still loose at the 30-yard line, down to the 25 before he's hauled down by Isaiah Lowe and Luna.
Yeah, quarterback power there. So back kicks the end, and your quarterback there, Michael Phillips, just follows that back through or follows his pulling guard through that hole and manages to pick up a big gain there.
Phillips looks like a pretty tall drink of water.
Yeah, he is, but he runs, pretty heavily. He's kind of heavy-footed as he runs, but I'm sure he's tough.
Long strides. Phillips dropped back, looking downfield. And he has his man a nice catch in the end zone over the defender. That was Damian Lewis, I believe, on defense.
Yeah.
Beautiful catch by
Tylen
Crochet.
Yeah. Crochet, that's his 8th touchdown on the season for the Falcons, so he's definitely the threat through the air. He's going to continues to be a target, and it just looked like Lewis just couldn't quite get his head around in time for that ball. He just kind of goes up over the top of him and brings that ball in.
Great delivery by Phillips. So with 9:45 remaining after a successful extra point, North Forney leads Greenville 7-0.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, again, we kind of mentioned this record doesn't necessarily indicate the talent of this team. They score a lot of points. Yes, their only win did come in week 1 over Woodrow Wilson, but you're talking about a team that's split games, scoring more than 30 points. They've had a few games here and there where they've had a hiccup and only scored a couple times in the ball game, but I mean, they're just as good at being able to score at least 30 plus. They scored 34 against Corsicana last week.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. 70, 75, 76 yards. Pretty impressive. So North Forney's kicker is number 30, Colin Randall. He'll handle both the punting and the place-kicking night, the junior kicker. Again, North Forney wearing all white with blue piping and blue helmets. Greenville in totally red with red helmets and white piping. Once again, 9:45 remaining here. And here's the kickoff.
Fall on it.
And it's an onside kick, and Greenville covers it nicely at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, a little roll over the ice right there by Coach Lester and the Falcons. Opens the game up with an onside kick, and we had kind of anticipated that. Some of these games, late in the year, you got nothing to lose, so why not try to swing and get 14 points to start the game? But
absolutely.
Good job by the front 5 there to make that play.
Sawyer Duke covered that one for Greenville. Well, the Lions will set up shop at the 42-yard line. Joe Golly will be at quarterback. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Can't tell who that's in the backfield with Golly. Looks like Cameron Neal. Cameron has it over the right side. Still pushing forward. It's up for a pickup of close to 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, offensive line just picking up right where they left off last week. Creates a little crease right there to the right side. Looks like they're marching in there behind. That's Robles 77. So good job right there. That's Travis Bowers and James Robles creating some room for Cameron Neal.
Nice job by the right side of that line for the Lions. Drew Morris is in the heavy package on the far side. Low snap given to Neal. Neal gets some running room. It's going to be short of the first down, right at midfield. Yeah,
counter there. He kind of looks for that cutback. Really good play by the Forney Forney defensive front right there. I thought he had a little more room to run.
Call it 3rd and a long 1 or 2 yards for the Lions.
Yeah. Important 3rd down right here to open up the game.
Golly takes a snap. He's loose around the right side, and he's got a first down out of bounds in Forney territory. I'm going to spot it somewhere around the 42 or 43-yard line. Joe Golly with a nice pickup for a first down. Greenville's first of the night. 8:27 remaining here in the first quarter. Lions on the move, trying to match the opening drive, scoring drive by North Forney. Two receivers left, DeGarry and Anderson to the right. Golly takes the snap, fakes to Neal, throws left over the head of Amarian Nelson.
Yeah, got to be real careful there. I mean, a quick trigger right there by the North Forney secondary, and there wasn't a lot of help out there for Amarian Nelson on that bubble, so you get nervous. I think even if that ball's completed, he gets blasted potentially for a loss on that play. So, maybe you catch a break on the incomplete pass.
Had Jaqueline Davis out there with him as a blocker. 2nd and 10 for Greenville. 8:09 clock running, first quarter. Low snap once again, hand off to Neal. Neal around the left side, he's loose. Down to the 20. 15.
Hang on the ball.
10, still going. Brought down at the 10-yard line by number 22, DeMarcus Kirk, one of the twin linebackers for North Forney.
Yeah, got to appreciate that run right there by Cameron Neal. He looked to the outside, had some windows. He had kind of some room out there, but he just immediately says, I got to get vertical, and that's what turns into a big game.
And they go off the left side, that side, the heavy side, with Gonzalez and Drew Morris and Venegas on that side. Golly now, up the middle. He's to the 5, inside the 5. Joe Golly, down to about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, I think Coach Crumpton over there licking his chops for looking at Joe Golly as a trackster this year. I mean, he's run the ball well the first 2 times this game.
Well, Joe's not noted as a runner, but he had good blocking from the guys in the middle that time. Portillo and Venegas and Robles did a nice job of opening that hole for Joe. 2nd and goal, ball spotted at the 2 yard line. Golly in shotgun formation. He's got to keep it.
Hey, Joe Golly.
Way into the end zone.
Hello, baby.
Greenville touchdown.
Bob, something to note on the opening drive there. Saul Gonzalez stepping in to play tight end for the Lions. So really more of a blocking tight end. It gives you that extra body right there, immediately close to the line of scrimmage. A little less movement in the backfield. It ends up being the right combination for the Lions to score on their opening drive.
And Drew Golly's going to take care of the holding chores tonight in place of Evan Bennett, who's out with an injury. Archer O'Neill's kick is up and good, and this score is tied. 7:02 remaining, a 7-7 ball game. Lots of action already.
A lot of excitement, too, out of the Lions. You got Coach Smith jumping up and bumping backs with his offensive line. So, again, those guys are confident. They're fired up. They've played well in 2 weeks, so let's see them continue through this game.
You know, one of the things about the rosters that we get in this day and time, we rarely get the height and weight of the players, but this Greenville offensive line is a pretty big group. Oh yeah, definitely
led in size by Mason Robles. I mean, big kid, and he moves well. That's the thing, is they're an athletic bunch, and one reason for that is a lot of the off-season drills that your offensive line does are the same drills that your skill guys do. So they all run. Every single one of them does form running, where we make them flip their hips and they have to backpedal. They got to do it all. So that makes them, really, really able to move their hips and run well. And they do the same type of agility type stuff with the mat drills. So credit to the Greenville coaching staff and getting all those kids ready to play.
So Greenville evens the score. Both offenses are controlling the defenses thus far in this one. I'm a little bit surprised. Let's see if that Greenville defense can do a better job in this second series. O'Neill's kick, a little bit longer this time, coming down at the 15-yard line. Good coverage by the Lions. And he breaks around to the outside and steps out of bounds at about the 24-yard line as DeMarcus Taylor.
Yeah, returned again by Taylor. Now they're retreating Taylor, backpedaling. A lot of times you don't really teach those guys to really backpedal to make that play. You encourage your better athletes to come up and make that play. Kind of like an outfielder, right? You don't want outfielders like backpedaling. You want them to turn and run. But it's easier to come in to make a play than it is to backpedal.
Looked like he was bottled up. I think that's a penalty flag on the field. It's not a very yellow flag, but
no,
it is indeed a penalty. So it's a mark-off against North Forney. Let's see where they start it. I don't know why he's going to the 30-yard line, unless it was a spot foul.
Had to have been a spot foul, maybe just a hold or of some
Okay,
type.
spot foul at the 30, holding against North Forney. The ball is spotted squarely on the 20-yard line where Phillips will start the offense. Hand off to Taylor. Taylor around the right side has some room. Nice form tackle by Jackson Cathy on the far side.
Yeah, Cathy able to get off the block of the slot receiver there, come off, and yes, he makes that play, but that's a tough play to make as the ball carrier is already getting behind you. He holds on and takes him down for a gain of 5.
Greenville defense struggling a bit here in the early going. That's a pickup of 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 at the 25. Phillips takes the snap. Hands off to Taylor. Taylor is stuffed at the line of scrimmage, so it bounces outside. He's loose on the far side. Midfield, pushed out of bounds inside Greenville territory by Luna.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we've noticed just already is just, not making the play on first contact for the Lions defense. It's just a matter of wrapping up. It's too late in the season for you not to make those types of plays.
I think Grigsby and Champion had that thing bottled up, but give Taylor credit. 1st and 10. Handoff this time to number 14.
Wait a minute, that's a big.
That's Krishavian Whitted, a freshman running back up for just this game, first time.
How about that? So that does show you kind of the state of that backfield. They're trying to get some guys some opportunities late in the year, and Coach Lester trying to build a program, so give some young guys an opportunity. But good play by Ortega there to make the play just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Whitted held to a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Ball at the 46-yard line of Greenville. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Phillips coming left.
Hang on.
Justin slips out of the tackle of Greg Just, and Phillips is down for a first down out of bounds at about the 32.
Yeah.
Forced out by DeGarry and Anderson.
Yeah, again, just quarterback sweep, true sweep there, right out of the gate, and just gets out of the loose tackle of Greg Just. Again, you just got to hang on and make these plays in the backfield. But Lions where they're supposed to be, now it's a matter of just bringing them down.
Got to keep your containment when you're playing defensive end. You got Jalen Maps on one side, Greg Just on the other side, with the aforementioned Grigsby and Champion in the middle. Fakes the handoff. Phillips takes it off right tackle. Still going, dragging a man down close to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Michael Phillips, definitely a physical runner. You can see him just running through arm tackles right at the line of scrimmage, and again, able to pick up close to a first down.
2nd and very short. Ortega with that last tackle. 5:03 remaining. First quarter. Defense is just on the field for no apparent reason.
Right.
One of my brother-in-law's favorite sayings. 2nd and short. Phillips going to drop back, looking downfield. Has a man.
Oh, you take that now.
Pretty well. Very nearly intercepted down there at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Phillips had 2 slants on top of one another, and he chooses to kind of flip a ball up there, kind of light, not really a ball that you would throw on a line for most slants, and goes on the back shoulder, nearly picked off by. Looked like that was maybe is that Cathy that nearly makes that play?
Well, Kadarian Anderson went down there, and he lost his helmet, so he's got to sit out a play, replaced by Cameron Neal playing cornerback on the far side. 3rd and short. Fakes the handoff. Phillips has lots of running room over the right side. Nice tackle, I believe, by Neal over there, right at the 10-yard line. That'll be another North Forney first down.
Yeah, Cameron Neal servicing the Lions defense now. KD coming back into the game. But good to see Cameron Neal also able to play both sides of the ball.
That's a pretty good tackle.
Yeah, it was. He just kind of shoots for the lower half and flips up Smith there, or Phillips.
Sure up this defense for the Lions. Phillips hands off to
There you
Whitted.
go.
Whitt is hammered early. I think that was Grigsby that grabbed a hold of him, but to the freshman's credit, he kept those legs moving.
Yeah, he did. He kind of almost turned his full body around and nearly backpedaled into Grigsby there. Grigsby eventually able to bring him down. You'd love to see just a stiff-necked performance right here by your defense and maybe hold North Forney to a field goal.
Connor Martin replaces Jaden Champion in that middle of that Greenville defensive line. 2nd, we'll call it 9. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line.
Cut yours.
Empty backfield now for Phillips. Makes a high snap.
Screen.
Bubble screen. It's up in the air.
Oh.
And it's
Wow.
caught kind of like a tip drill to himself, but not much of a gain over there.
Yeah, tunnel screen to the near side over there, and that ball just hops up and somehow brings it in. I mean, there's no explanation for it. Unbelievable.
You know, a Greenville defender had a chance to.
He nearly did.
As well. Jalen Maps now gets a breather. Third, we'll call it 8 once again to go. Defense stiffening for Greenville. Phillips drops back. Now he takes it up the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. That's Luna. He steps in front of the receiver and makes the pick.
Yeah, we'll cover one right there. So Luna's able to sit in the middle of the field. You know, the slant actually beats your outside linebacker, but Luna just steps right in front of it just in time to turn in a clutch interception for the Lions defense. So now let's turn it around and turn it into a lead here.
Well, that's a real turnaround with that turnover deep in their own territory for the Lions. Had one of those last week with the DeGarry Anderson's interception in the end zone off Brady Driver. So the Lions will take over right at their 5-yard line where Luna was brought down. 3:04 remaining here in the first quarter, 7-7 ball game. Joe Golly, senior quarterback, takes a snap, hands to Neal, and Neal forces his way out for a pickup of about 4.
Yeah, Neal able to find just the tiniest little bit of cut back there and at least fall ahead. You know, what most backs that might not have the vision of Cameron Neal may have continued to stretch that ball to the sideline, but he gets vertical and at least picks up a positive gain, maybe 3-4 yards there.
Marcus Kirk, one of the twin brothers, on that tackle. 2nd and 6 from the Greenville 9-yard line. Golly takes the snap, hands off to Neal once again. Neal breaks a tackle and stumbles forward. Nice job of keeping his balance from Cameron Neal.
Yeah, just through keeping that balance, he's at least able to get a positive gain. You know, most likely would have fallen right there about the line of scrimmage.
3rd and manageable for the Lions. We'll call it 3rd and 3.5. 2 receivers to the right. Amari Nelson, DeGarry Anderson. Far side's Jaquil and Davis. I think they'll keep it on the ground. Golly's going to keep it, and he forces his way forward. I don't know whether he got the sticks or not.
I like the spot to our sideline here. It looks like he got it. So just quarterback power. Got to appreciate that. So the Lion coaching staff having trust in Joe Golly to tote the rock.
And Golly, it's got to be about 155 pounds soaking wet.
he's definitely not the biggest kid ever, but. No, when he finally gets a chance to pick him up and put him down, it takes a little while. He's kind of like a locomotive, but when he gets going, he might be tough to take down.
Big conversion for the Lions. Outside their 15-yard line, handoff to Neal. Neal around the left side is dragging somebody with him. That might be Kirk.
Yeah. Again, a good job up front. You've added another guy in Saul Gonzalez. You're essentially playing now with 6 offensive linemen up there. So, continue to do what's working for your offense.
Marquise Edwards comes up from his safety spot to make that stop on Neal. We'll give him 6.5 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Cameron Neal, the junior running back, who got a lot of playing time last week, gets some more again. He comes around left side. He runs into a brick wall.
Looked like that was Brandon Holt that made that play. Just stonewalls Cameron Neal right there as he tries to bounce outside.
Yeah, he slipped the block off one of those guys up front. Met Neal head on right in the hole. 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Hoping to keep this drive going with 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Golly rolling right. Has his man. It's complete. Very close to first down yardage to Amari and Nelson.
Yeah, it looked like he caught that ball just beyond the sticks and then gets hit out of bounds.
By the senior quarterback. Gonzalez comes off the field. Actually, check that. That was big Andrew Morris, who we said was going to be in the heavy package tonight. Standard set, Longhorn formation, handoff to Neal. Neal breaks tackles at the line of scrimmage, uses
Wow.
his third
How about that?
third leg, gets that hand down there, and manages to pick up a couple of yards after being held right at the line of scrimmage.
How about that? I mean, you got to love, the Lions are awarding those carries to a guy that just continues to perform for you. Just take shots and bounce off tacklers. So, keep giving it to him. He's really done a good job last week into this week.
I'm not sure he's as fast as his dad, Henry, but he's got some pretty good speed, does Cameron Neal.
I think that should be the halftime show. Let's let them run against each
There
other.
we go, 2nd and 8. Neal once again getting lots of carries, and this time he's met hard and thrown down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like he's tackled by number 95 there. We don't have him listed on our roster, but he comes off of just beyond that left tackle, or just off that right tackle on our side and makes the play.
And that's the end of the first quarter. 7-7 ball game. Matt and I will take 30 seconds to catch our breath. We'll be right back. Bob Mudi and Matt Hansen back with you here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. North Forney 7, Greenville 7. Start of the second quarter. Greenville in possession with a 3rd down and 8. All sitting at their own 27-yard line, we'll call it. Pretty nice night for football, Matt.
Yeah, it is. It's just nice to have a nice fall evening. Again, we have this nice, that cool weather came in with those real strong winds. We talked about some down branches along my way to work today, up just north of town. So hope everybody is good at home. I think they were able to put some power lines back up. The great people at GEUS that are supporting us too, so able to respond fast to some outages across the area.
Okay, ready to go. Joe Golly at quarterback for Greenville. Takes a snap, rolls to his right, throwing downfield,
Going back.
has a man,
Oh!
and the receiver has a problem finding the ball, and a pass falls incomplete.
Yes, target there was his backup quarterback there, Hunter Waters. So the throwback to the seam on the opposite end of the field. Look, maybe a senior special. I'll say that.
guess.
Coach Duke always likes to put one play in each for senior night. He calls it senior special, where he gives a couple guys an opportunity to play that maybe not necessarily been in that position before. You might have just saw it.
Incomplete pass results in a punting formation for Greenville. So they get the turnover, get 1 first down. Isaiah Lowe just barely gets the kick
Run.
away. Very low kick, bounding at the 40-yard line of North Forney and inside, where it's downed by Kadarian Johnson.
Yeah, had some pressure there. The ball just kind of comes off the side of his foot, kind of strange, but luckily it runs and runs. So at least you reverse the side of the field a little bit. But Greenville defense, let's see them step up again and have a big stop.
I was watching both Greenville punters before the game, and they're really missing Andrew Ibarra.
Yeah, they are. They sure are. So we wish him the best, and hope that he makes a recovery in due time.
5 wide for North Forney. In motion goes Tyler Tucker. Michael Phillips drops back. The southpaw has a man downfield. Sliding catch there at the 40-yard line by Tyler Tucker.
Yeah, and it is Tucker there that makes that play. He goes in motion pre-snap, creates a little bit of confusion in your secondary, and able to find a hole there on the seam just right in the middle of the field.
Very little pressure on Phillips tonight. He's been able to stand back there and have a cup of coffee.
He's quick. He's able to get the ball off pretty quick there too. So a fast release, big tall kid. I think he's just the junior quarterback in Phillips.
Yeah, he's a junior. Landon Heath is his backup. He's a senior. Moved it back into the territory. Handoff this time
There
to
you
Taylor,
go.
and Taylor is thrown for a loss in the backfield.
Yeah, good job right there. He's slowed down right there to the play side, looks to a cutback, and there to make the play is number 5. That's Isaiah Lowe.
2nd and 12 for North Forney. Inside Greenville territory at the 42-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Heavier package for North Forney. Probably a run. This time, no. Phillips drops back. He's rolling to his left, scrambling. Throws downfield, overshoots his receiver. Defended by Luna.
Yeah, good defense by Luna too. Luna kind of coming there to undercut that throw as well. And Phillips just has to throw that ball high and out of the reach of Tyler Tucker.
Luna looking for his 2nd pick of the night.
Yeah, he's hungry. He's a ball hawk back there, kind of like his brother was.
3rd and 12 for North Forney. Falcons trying to keep this drive going. Phillips once again drops back. A little bit of pressure, rolling
That's a
to
hold.
his left.
Yep.
Pressure by Ortega. Ball is caught, but it's out of bounds.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold also. So as Phillips tries to extend that play, the left tackle there just gets a hold of Greg Just, and that's going to be a pretty costly penalty for the Falcons.
What
from
would you
that
do,
spot.
Matt? Would you accept that penalty or
They're gonna-
force him to go 4th down?
Looks like Coach Duke decided to decline that one there. That's a good call. So now that brings up a 4th and 12, regardless of the penalty.
Be interesting what Coach Luster does after that.
He's going to leave the offense on the field. Maybe a quick kick. You never know. No, here comes the punt team.
So the Lion defense holds
Yeah.
after a good pass from Phillips to Tucker. Resulted in a big first down. Here's the punt from Randall. It's up in the air.
Oh,
Fielded and muffed.
he's on it. He's on it. Goodness.
Oh, that was really close.
Right. We kind of talked about, trying to catch those punts that have been very costly this year in terms of field position. And, that time, K.D. Johnson, he hangs in there to catch that ball, but just falls just in short, just misjudges it, and it falls just at his toes, and luckily able to fall on it.
Almost looked like an EFAS ball
Yeah.
in the air. That just was not spiraling. It wasn't end over end. It was just kind of like a knuckleball.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for Greenville, Johnson's able to cover it at the 13-yard line. Tagus Johnson now will join Joe Golly in the backfield, so it's a senior backfield now. Gary and Anderson right, 2 receivers to the left. Fakes a handoff to Johnson.
Joe Golly.
Golly around the right side, chased by Kirk. And foot speed is won by Kirk, but not before Golly picks up about 9 yards.
Yeah, but we got some laundry on the field again. They're thrown just where in the direction of Joe Golly, running that direction.
Well, Golly
Got a
faked the
hold.
handoff to Johnson and took it around the right side.
Yeah, the back door was open for Joe Golly, but doesn't get any help from his receiver out there.
So that'll be a half the distance mark off against the Lions. It'll remain 1st down. Ball spotted now at the 7-yard line. So the Lions, their backs to the end zone or the end line, goal line, whatever it is, Matt. It's one of those lines. Joe Golly and Otagus Johnson in the backfield for Greenville. Golly drops back.
Oh, got him.
Deep. He's got Anderson.
I don't think he got it. No. Yeah, Anderson goes up to high point that ball, and really a throw that just carries him out. Joe Golly pretty optimistic, trying to signal a catch, but no, I think even Anderson knew he was out of bounds. Has to go up high to catch that ball, but beat his defender off the line. Interesting call there. The Greenville coaching staff called a little out right there, so I was expecting him to throw a quick out, but Golly throws to the single receiver side, the go.
Well, he keeps that thing in bounds. That's a touchdown.
Uh-huh.
All right, 2nd and 16, deep in their own territory. Greenville rolling to his right.
That's a dangerous.
Very nearly intercepted.
Yeah, very dangerous throw right there. Safety able to run downhill and cover the out, and as Joe Golly's got to run across and throw across his body on the out, that's nearly a pick 6.
Yeah, Marquise Anderson, or Edwards,
Yeah,
all over Amarian Nelson that time.
and the very talented Marquise Edwards, so you kind of get away with one there. He's already got an interception for a touchdown this year.
I think you said that he's their leading tackler now?
Yes, he has 103 tackles on the season from the safety position.
Wow. Joe Golly takes the snap, standing in his end zone. Now gets some pressure. Rolling right, he's got some room.
Pick it
down
up.
to the 20,
Now
25,
step out. Atta
steps out of
boy.
bounds with a 1st down.
Look at Joe Golly with the awareness of knowing where the first down is and then also avoiding contact once he picks that up, steps out of bounds.
Showed some foot speed there.
Yeah, he did.
Boy, that's a huge conversion for Greenville. Running out of his own end zone all the way out to the 26-yard line for a first down. Looked like a sprinter on that one.
Yeah, he did. So he gets into space. He takes a little while for him to reach top speed, but good for Joe, and he had some room there.
Longhorn formation for the Lions. Hand off to Tagus Johnson. Johnson is horse-collared at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he looks like he's going outside zone there and just uses his vision to find a couple yards positive there, but brings up about 2nd and 7.
Johnson out with a shoulder injury last week, so he's probably not 100% if I had to guess.
No, might try to avoid some contact, but we'll see. He's kind of been nicked up all year.
2nd and 7 for the Lions at the 30-yard line. Hand off to OJ.
There he is.
OJ again. Grabbed and slowed down. Got a little help, did North Forney, after a pickup of maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, another big big third down here in your own territory. Let's see what the Lions do if they go to the air or maybe stay on the ground as OJ stays in the game.
They're going to a heavy package. Justin Fisher replaces Kadarian Johnson.
So again, back to the H-back set rather than the tight end.
We get the RPO from Golly. He's kind of been wanting to carry that ball. North Forney does a little run blitz, and they stop that one cold.
Yeah, well-timed blitz right there by North Forney, and they just kind of shoot right where Fisher was lined up. Just good job anticipating what the Lions were going to do there.
Well, the precarious punting formation for the Lions once again. Isaiah Lowe with Luna as his blocking back. 8:22. Clock running here in the second quarter. 4th and 4. Let's see if Lowe can get this one off with a little bit more air. Hunter Waters with the snap. It's a good one. The kick is up and out of there, and it's a good kick by Lowe, and it's going to bound.
Oh, fielded.
Picked up.
Good tackle right there.
Right there.
Ball's on the ground. Oh, that's a helmet. Oh.
That's number 7, Tylen Crochet.
Yeah, Crochet fielding that ball there late, but immediately brought in to the arms of KD Johnson there. So good job by Johnson. He loses his helmet, so he'll have to sit a play out. And Crochet, definitely the most dynamic athlete for the Falcons offense.
That's twice that KD's lost his helmet. He might sense up that
Tighten it up
strap just a little bit. Okay, so North Forney will start this series on their own 27-yard line under the direction of Michael Phillips. Phillips hands off to Taylor. Taylor still going and brought down after a pretty good pickup by Maps.
Yeah, Taylor again takes contact and just kind of backpedals his way to get 3-4 more yards there.
Lions getting good initial contact, but the running backs are continuing to move down the field. Once again, it's Taylor around the left side.
Get there, Luna.
Breaks out of a tackle. Breaks out of another tackle. Taylor still going. Finally pushed out of bounds up around the 44-yard line for a first down, North Forney.
I tell you what's just kind of strange to see some of these, these tackles not being made. This looks like a lot of mistakes that you'd see early in the year. So surprising. I mean, after a couple good showings by the Lions defense last few weeks.
Might have been a penalty on this one. It looks like the officials are walking back toward the North Forney goal line, holding against the Falcons.
The Lions will welcome that call.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's a pretty good run by Taylor. The gang tackling is what needs to happen for both defenses, really.
Yeah, just wrapping up and running their feet.
The yards after contact are pretty significant for both clubs. Defenses seem to be stiffening a little bit. It was 7-7 early, and the last couple series by both offenses have resulted in very little to gain. Phillips drops back, looking pretty deep, has his man who knelt down, that's Crochet. He caught that thing on his knees, so that stopped the play right there at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Crochet runs a good route there. He pushes vertical and creates that that cushion with DeGary and Anderson. He runs a slant, but then curls up. So pretty good little route right there out of Crochet, and I'm able to complete that ball.
Johnson takes his place again on the far side and quarter. Anderson on this side. So it's a screen pass.
Good job right
And
there.
Guyshawn Grigsby smelled that one out. And there's another helmet loose on the field. I think that's a North Forney helmet.
Yeah, good job by Grigsby right there. He sees it all happening in front of him, and that's really what you're coached to do as a defensive lineman on those little dump screens to your back. It's just kind of keep the play in front of you and then run and rally to the ball.
Good defense by that all district defensive lineman. Great kick by Randall, high, and Johnson's going to let this one bounce. Fortunately, it bounces straight out of bounds for the Lions. They'll start their next drive in much better field position at their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, about 65 yards to work with here, so let's see what we can do. And got plenty of time, in the first half, but let's see a good long sustained drive and just kind of wear down this Forney defensive front.
Well, as they say, you can open up the playbook a little bit more when you've got a little bit more cushion behind you. Let's see if Golly goes to the heavy package, or maybe he comes out slinging it again.
Yeah, really not too many throws from the Lions. I mean, everything's either been downfield or more of a rolling out, which is kind of strange. More often than not, early in the game, you start seeing some quick catch and throws, some fast and just some stick routes, some out routes, but a lot of sprint and throws. But let's see what changes here.
Standard formation, no heavy package this time. Golly rolling to his left, under some pressure, and he's thrown down.
He's
Ball is
down.
on the ground. But he's marked down.
Yeah, the white hat there is going to signal him down. He's just tackled from the backside there, and that's kind of the hard thing. Again, anytime you have a right-handed quarterback who's trying to sprint to his left, he has to slow up to try to set his body and get his shoulders back across, and the pursuing defense from the backside just catches up with him.
Big first down loss for the Lions. So they're behind the chains once again. Call it 2nd and 15.
Keep coming.
Golly hands to OJ. OJ again is grabbed early on. Number 95, whoever he is doing a nice job in that North Forney defense.
Yeah, right. Give right there by Golly though. He makes the right read as number 6, or it looks like number 6 for the Falcons defense coming off the edge. I'm sorry, that's number 4, and I think that's Trey Jones, but
Actually,
I'm not sure if
that's Lamarcus.
That's right. That's the number change. That's right. Had a number change.
3rd and 13 for the Lions. Again, struggling a little bit on offense. Collie with plenty of
good throw.
Gets the completion.
Oh yeah.
Hurtling out of bounds was KD. He jumped right over top of Trayvon Johnson. And that is another Greenville first down. Great conversion, but a penalty on the play. Offsides,
okay.
North Forney is declined.
Good deal. So good job right there by Joe Golly, and good job by the offensive line to give him some time to kind of sit back and then step up and throw that ball. He throws a dig right across the middle there, so trips with a dig, with a post-dig concept. So now Lions going fast here.
Going tempo, 1st and 10, Greenville. Joe Golly is psyched them catch, but no room to run for OJ.
Yeah, you hate to see them hurry up, get on the ball, and immediately get stuffed there. But let's continue to see him go fast. And Golly's actually even signaling to the coaches, let's go, let's go. So you got to love that out of your senior leader.
Loss of 1 for Johnson, 2nd and 11. 4:32 remaining, clock moving here in the first half. 7-7 ball game. Longhorn formation. Golly looking right, looking
There you
downfield
go.
now. Has it? Nope, the ball is dropped. In and out of the hands.
Maybe that's Amari and Nelson up there. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's Amari and Nelson that runs the stick right there, and really a very consistent play for the Lions, and just hits him in the chest and falls to the turf.
Right on the 9. 3rd and 11. Ball, clock stopped. 4:19 on the incomplete pass. Lions trying to get another conversion here on this series. Golly's had good time. Drops the ball. Now he's picked it up.
Oh boy.
He gets the ball.
He'll come back to it. Oh my goodness.
Johnson. Oh my goodness. We just made lemonade out of lemons right there.
Wow.
Oh.
Talk about improvisation. You got Joe Golly able to scoop the ball up off the turf after dropping the snap, but you get your defense that gets caught with their eyes in the backfield. They see a fumble and they all immediately pursue the quarterback. Well, they're enough, who's that scored? KD Johnson just kind of sitting back there all alone, comes back to the ball and able to do the rest.
Johnson, normally strictly a defensive player, gets his name in the on the score sheet. So Archer O'Donnell will try to make this conversion out of the hole of golly. The kick is up, and it's good. O'Donnell once again, perfect. 14-7, Greenville takes the lead on an unbelievable play by Joe Golly.
Yeah, it was. Good job, and happy for those two senior-to-senior combination right there for them to go down and score.
I bet that'll psych up KD for his defensive work, too.
I think so. We might see a big play out of him on the defensive end this next time down. Just showing that coaching staff that he does have hands, right? He breaks that stereotype of a defensive back.
Well, he had to come back about 5 yards to get that one.
He did.
Golly didn't care, and neither did he.
That ball was hung up there like a punt, and KD had to come back and get it.
He was about 30 yards behind the nearest defender, and even after coming back 5 yards, he still scored easily. 4:07 is the time of that score. Once again, the Lions have a touchdown lead here in the first half at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium over the North Forney Falcons. Bob Muty along with Matt Hansen and Chris Mongual behind the camera. Appreciate these guys helping out with the broadcast tonight. We're on GEUS 34. Having a little trouble with the internet, so I don't think we're live streaming at this point. Actually, we might be. Yeah, we are. Matt, take it. I'm going to try to send this link.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that we have our connection working out here, and again, we appreciate all the viewers that tune in, whether it be live or the day following. O'Donnell with the little pooch kick here, and fair caught by Tyler Tucker there, just beyond the 30-yard line. So Falcons will start this drive at the 32, and Lions defense looking to continue the success they've had on the last two drives.
Thank you, Matt. North Forney's going to start right at the 30-yard line. We'll try to get that link passed along to some of our listeners. Of course, by the time they get it, they'll probably have given up.
Yeah, who knows? Well, we'll see. Chris does a good job at trying to get that link up and running.
All right, hand off to Whitted, I believe that is, the freshman running back, and there's a host of red-shirted Lions bringing him down.
Yeah, he leaps over that first line of defense, and then your second level runs up and makes that play. So just a short little gain of about a 1.5 there.
Call it 2nd and 8 for North Forney. Clock running with 3:47 remaining. Rolling left is Phillips. He's got a little bit of room. Now he runs into some red shirts after a pickup of about 4.
Yeah, just Phillips continues to carry the rock, and again, it's kind of a week in, week out. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks, really hurting the Lions defense on the ground. I mean, he's picking up 3 to 5 yards just about every carry. Now it's just a matter of making the play when it counts.
That Brady Driver just gashed the Greenville defense last week for Silver Spring.
Oof.
Here goes Phillips again, and Phillips has got a first down.
Yeah, really good read by Phillips too. He kind of keeps the ball in the stomach of I think that was this was 14, and I'm sorry we don't.
Read it again. I'm sorry, that's Krishavian.
That's right. That's your young back right there. He keeps the ball in his stomach and then makes the right read and pulls it very, very late. I still had my eyes on him.
He's a little guy. All right, 1st and 10, North Forney. Low snap. Dropping back is Phillips. Now he's running. Ortega's on the loose, and he's pushed out of bounds by Isaiah Lowe.
Yeah, pretty big hit right there on the sideline. He sends Phillips all the way to sit on the bench.
Well, that's what you're told to do, particularly if it's the opposing quarterback.
Right.
9-yard pickup for Phillips, 2nd and 1. Inside Greenville territory now at the 49-yard line. 2:53 and counting.
North Forney going to go with an H-back here and Brendan Murphy in the game.
Phillips hands off to Whitted. Whitted is held right at the chains.
Yeah, Murphy.
That's going to move him.
Yeah, Murphy kind of slides over there and then runs lead with, leads the way for Whittick, and I'm not able to do much though. Good job by the Lion defensive front.
So North Forney keeps the drive alive. H-back formation once again. Phillips looks out to his left. It's a low throw, picked right up off the turf by Taylor, I believe. Or is that Crochet?
I think that's Crochet that makes that play and able to do a lot, but we have a penalty. It's going to be a hold. It's going to back up the Falcons.
It's about the third holding penalty go against North Forney.
Yeah, it is. And got guys that are making plays, but just kind of, again, shooting themselves in the foot. So nice to see the Lions not getting really penalized at this point, but we better find a piece of wood somewhere in this press box.
Knock on it.
Yeah.
There we go. Double knock. All right, penalty against North Forney moves the ball back to their own 42-yard line. Will be first down, and it looks like maybe 22 yards. Well, we'll call it 20. First and 20. Phillips rolling right.
There you go. Good job.
Initial contact by Leha, and holds Phillips to a gain of a couple.
Yeah, good job by Leha right there. He fits outside and is able to turn Phillips back inside to get some assistance from Ortega and able to bring Phillips down.
You know, Lehi was an offensive player all last year. Of course, he was hurt a good part of the season, but he was their best blocking tackle. This year, he's been almost exclusively on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, definitely kind of a tall and lankier guy. Maybe not just the size to play on the offensive front anymore, but still a good athlete and a physical kid, so you find a place to keep him on the field.
Second and 17, rolling to his left.
Pick.
Nice pass. Over the head and almost intercepted.
Couple
by
times.
Greenville.
Nearly intercepted a few times. Guys all in position, undercutting receivers, and it just gets tipped up in the air and then falls just incomplete, just out of the hands, it looked like, of Isaiah Lowe.
The old tip drill.
Mm-hmm.
Clock stopped with 1:43 remaining. First half, Greenville leads 14-7 over North Forney. Junior quarterback Michael Phillips throws from the left side. That throw was just a little bit high, Matt. And as you said, pretty nearly intercepted.
Yeah. Got a timeout here by the Lions. Is that right?
Lions probably, somebody's trying to shore up something. It's either the offense of North Forney or the defense of the Lions.
Well, that too, or maybe even to try to preserve some of this time left on the clock. With 3rd and 17, maybe the Lions look to get the ball back here and do a quick little 2-minute score, just like we had a ton of talks pregame, get the ball back in the second half.
And
so you might see
it is a Lion timeout.
Yeah.
Good call, Matt. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back when they resume play. Well, the Lions burned their first time out here in the first half, trying to preserve a little clock. 3rd and long, we'll call it 3rd and 17, as Matt said, for North Forney.
Just can't give up the big play right here on a 3rd and 17, which has happened a few too many times this year for the Lions.
3 receivers to the left, only 2 of them.
Pressure, running tackle.
Phillips running, Ortega pursuing.
Oh no!
Phillips is not out
Right.
of bounds. He might have stepped out of bounds short of that first.
I don't know. That's going to be really close. Maybe a yard short, but you get the help again. And who's that? Is that Kathy that just makes that massive blow on the sideline?
Another penalty, another hold against North Forney. This has got to be driving the coaches over on the far side just absolutely crazy after what appeared to be third down conversion by Michael Phillips. Nice run over there.
Still able to burn about 13 seconds off of that clock, so as the Lions are still kind of thinking about setting themselves up for a late score here, it still does something for the Falcons, but no help out of your blocking effort. And it looks like edge blocking too, perimeter blocking by your wide receivers.
You think it's probably a hold by those wide receivers?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, again, as the play gets extended, but they're downfield running routes. They're right there, so I'm going to bet that it's got to be from that offensive line again, getting out of position.
3rd and 26 for Phillips. He drops back, gets some pressure, steps up, and he's
there you go.
hog-tied at the 41-yard line. That's Jalen Maps with a head around the neck tackle.
Yeah, coming back in a positive direction for the Falcons to meet Phillips.
The
So
Lions burned
good
their
pursuit.
second timeout with 1:26 left. So hopefully, if the punt goes well, the Lions will have some time to operate, possibility of getting a few
Yeah.
more points here in the first half. They lead 14-7 over North Forney. Pretty well played ball game. North Forney, as you said, Matt, shooting themselves in the foot with the holding penalties. I think they've had
Right.
at least 4
Right.
here in the first half, and that's just a killer.
I just got a chance to watch Coach Cobbin really psyching up KD Johnson for this return, and just he's got to realize the importance of field position here. You know, having to come up and catch a ball right here. You know, knowing that we only got about 1:26 to operate with.
You think they're going to let him catch it? That's the big question.
I'd say come up and catch that ball.
Randall's kick, he's going to
Golly.
let it bounce, and it bounces and
Why?
bounds.
Why?
Picked up finally by Johnson. He's coming this way. He's got some blocking. He's coming to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
Goodness. Well, again, flags starting to come out, starting to get a little loose in those pockets, but again, that's really a ball you'd love to see KD Johnson just come up and make that play, and whether it be a fair catch or not, yes, that probably puts you at about the 30, maybe 32 when he catches that ball before it hits the ground. He's able to do a lot right there, but he burns a lot of time on a return that takes him all the way to one side of the field and all the way back. So again, just 1:07 left on the clock.
And unfortunately, the penalty is going to move that back deeper into Greenville territory. Looks like the flag was at about the 22-yard line, so if it's a half the distance, it'll probably take it down to about the 11. So you wonder with 1:07 and 1 timeout whether Greenville will make an effort to try to make something happen pretty quick.
We'll have to see. I mean, I think they might throw a couple plays at it here and just see where they're at. But again, you'd hate to turn a ball over this deep in your own territory too.
Maybe take a deep shot.
Maybe so. I'm thinking maybe a backside post right here, just to that single side up there to the right.
Anderson's wide right.
Yep, that's what it's
Beats
going to
his
be.
man downfield. Now he's got
Gotta
the
go up.
man.
Intercepted.
And it's intercepted
Gosh.
at the 45-yard line, off the hands of Anderson, into the hands of one of the North Forney defenders. So
Yeah. It's about exactly what you don't want to happen there, and I hate that I even had a chance to talk about it.
put the jinx on him.
I did. It called the play. I even told him to throw it single side, but at the same time, though, you just can't afford to turn the ball over. Now you put your defense again in a bind, and now you're also defending with your back against the wall as the Falcons take over in Greenville territory.
At least it was a long throw. The ball is
Right.
going to be spotted at the Greenville 46-yard line. Let's see if the defense can hold for 59 seconds. North Forney with all 3 timeouts remaining. Fakes the handoff. There goes Phillips. He's loose up the middle.
Goodness.
And he's down inside the 30-yard line of Greenville. Boy, what a turn of events there with a turnover. Much like the turnover in the end zone by Joel Luna for Greenville.
Yeah. All
Quickly
3
to the line of
timeouts.
scrimmage. Again, it's Phillips. He's loose again. And he's down. Still
Wow.
going at the 10-yard line. Just can't bring the big guy down.
Very physical, even how he ends those runs. He throws his shoulders and is able to chuck it one more tackler. But all 3 timeouts for North Forney. They're letting a lot of clock run here because they're just about inside. Yet they only have less than 10 to go here.
Well, the clock should have stopped at the.
Yeah, they'll have to reset that with the first down.
Yeah, the clock stops so they can move the chains, and I don't believe the clock ever stopped. We'll just have to wait and see what the ref has to say.
Yeah.
Right now, it's sitting at 22 seconds. North Forney has taken a timeout, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll hear the officiating crew maybe call up to reset that clock.
Well, the official clock is kept down on the field, but generally speaking, they'll keep the scorekeeper informed as
Right.
to what the actual time left is. Michael Phillips is making some serious headway into that Greenville secondary on 2 consecutive runs. They got to get a handle on it. Reminds me very much of Brady Driver last week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, and it's kind of happened a few times, and even in more than just this one game. I mean, it seems like, really with each athletic quarterback that Greenville's faced, that they found time and room to run. And again, you look to assign a guy to that quarterback. Yes, you take a guy out of coverage, but you got to rely on that secondary.
Back on the field. Once again, it's Phillips around the left side, and the Lions get him down at about the 4-yard line.
Another timeout.
Timeout. North Forney. The coach comes running onto the field to get the timeout call.
I tell you what, I'm still very surprised that the clock never stopped as the chains were reset. They never added any more time back on the clock. So I guess they have the same as what we have on the scoreboard on the field.
You know, I've been watching that chain gang tonight, though. Those guys are pretty fast.
Oh, they're moving. Yeah, they are.
They have been very quick.
It used to be some guys that weren't football players for you, or some guys that just recently graduated. I know Jackson Sickles, he was one of our old receivers and quarterbacks. He's done it in the past. So usually young guys down there trying to earn a few bucks, and they can still get up and go.
I think Caleb Jarvis has been on that duty a couple of
Okay.
times as well.
Yeah.
As well as the Aguilar guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a huge play with 15 seconds remaining. You almost got to watch for a quarterback keeper here, possibly a pop pass. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. This time there's a handoff, and that's going to be a touchdown for Marcus Taylor.
What a turnaround, and exactly what we were just concerned that could have potentially happened as you take a shot, on 1st down as the Lions had that ball. But again, not great to have to take what was a 7-point lead, now a tie ball game at halftime.
Yeah, that's deflating for the Lions for sure. They'll have to get themselves back together in the locker room. So Randall will attempt the kick out of the hole at Tucker to try to tie this one up. The kick is up, and it's good. 14-14 with 10 seconds remaining. Drastic turn of events, not in the favor of the Lions. And North Forney scores late to take the momentum into the locker room.
Yeah, that one kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth, and again, you're going to have to kind of get your kids back up and make them think about winning a second half here. We'll just have to see. Again, it kind of boils down to critical moments in a game, and it doesn't always happen in the few final minutes. There are still big-time possessions where you've got to execute, but we'll just have to see. Got to respond.
Once again, the defense is going to have to make some adjustments and put the clamps on that quarterback run all over the field. That's 2 weeks in a row that we've had quarterbacks just running in open space 10, 15 yards before they're even contacted.
Yeah, pretty similar games too, I have to say. I mean that game last week, you go into halftime down 4 points, so very similar game.
14-14. Randall with the placement. This kick is low, bounding. Taken at the 20. Still loose. His kick.
Oh, you never know.
He's got some room. He's
Don't
at the
get
40.
caught. Keep going.
50.
Keep going. Or get out of bounds. You got a second. He's out.
30-yard line.
I think there's a second still on the clock. I think there's still some time on the clock as he goes out of bounds.
Referee is holding his hand up. I don't know whether that means there's time or not.
I think there's time on that clock as he steps out, but again, they're going to look down and see. They're going to see zeros on the board, but I think might have had a shot right there on the 27 to try to score, but they're going to take the kids into the locker rooms.
Great return by Kadarian Johnson, all for naught. Unfortunately for the Lions, fortunately for North Forney. Score at half, 14-14. We'll take a break and we'll listen to the Greenville band after the North Forney band. And we'll try to get David Claiborne in with some halftime statistics. So this is Bob Beauty and Matt Hansen. We'll be back shortly. here at halftime with Greenville sportscaster, sports writer, David Claiborne with some first half statistics. David, what do you got for us?
I'm only a sportscaster when I'm here in the booth with you guys, and otherwise I'm just writer, photographer.
That's why I use that terminology.
The biggest statistic I got to go to right away, penalties. Greenville, 2 for 21.
Wow.
This time last week it was like 10 for 110. And that game, that was wild. 15 penalties for 170 last week, and a couple of them were declined. It could have been more. They're under control tonight, and they're playing smart.
Penalties have hurt North Forney.
Holding penalties. I've got them with 4 holding penalties, 40 yards. They got big guys, and I always have theories about big, huge linemen. They're kind of bad about holding because they're not as quick as the guy that's across from them. But that's just my theory. Overall, North Forney 255 yards, the Lions 161. North Forney 185 rushing, Greenville 97 rushing, passing 70 North Forney, Greenville 74. Greenville Joe Galley was 3 of 9 for 74 yards, including that nice 53-yard connection to Marion Nelson. That was a fine play by Joey. He had the ball, dropped it, picked it up, looked up, and there's number 9 wide open. Nobody within 25 yards.
David, I think that was Canarian Johnson.
I had it as Nelson.
Well, yeah, we called it as KD, so
it's KD.
hopefully between the three of us we can figure it out.
We'll go and look again.
Might check on that.
Yeah, I might check. But, it could be because KD's made some athletic plays.
Yeah.
I did see him. I'm going to ask the coaches to make sure.
Yeah.
But I saw him hold a guy on that run pass reception.
Yep.
Yeah, and he made a nice return while ago. Wasn't that him? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we'll check that and make sure, because I know one time I was unclear about a guy scoring a touchdown, and I checked with the offensive coordinator. He says, I should know. I'm the guy that called the play. He got it wrong. I got it wrong. And Mama called me and left a message that next Monday at the paper. You got it wrong on that touchdown. So I'm going to check on that one, make sure, because I don't want another phone call on Monday morning. No, I'm impressed with the quarterback from North Forney. They always run the option well. Michael Phillips, he's got 132 yards on 13 carries. And then that DeMarcus Taylor got him with 47 yards on 7 carries. I got Cameron Neal, 54 yards on 9 carries. Joe, 36 yards, 6 carries. OJ's back. He's running for 7 yards on 5 carries. I'm expecting to see Micah Simpson in the second half is what I'm expecting to see. Yeah, and Zy Tyson. Those guys have been big play guys, and Micah was really playing well last week. I had him 251 yards rushing, and he made some great plays, just avoiding tacklers. He seemed like he's getting better every time he's out there.
That's about 13 yards per rush for Simpson last week. So
we're looking forward to seeing that. And I like when they run both quarterbacks in there. It gives a different look. And Joe's got a nice touch when he throws the ball. So I'm looking forward to the second half.
Me too. David, thanks very much. We'll go ahead and watch the flashes. And we'll talk to David maybe after the game if we get another W here. So let's listen to the Greenville Band and watch the Greenville Flaming.
Assistant Class Director, Ms. Tina Mason Pitt Clark, and Class Director, Ms. Lori L. Butler. Good evening. Line band, please help me welcome the Line Pride Band into the field. The Line Pride Band is being led into the field under the direction of drum majors Aaron Wright, Sebastian Gonzalez, and Sidney Savage. The Line Pride Band color guard captain is Caitlin Walker. Tonight, the Line Pride Band shares movements 1 and 2 of our UIL competition show. Soloists for tonight include Paul Shackney on baritone, Mateo Godino on saxophone, and Maury Wilcox on piano. Section of the week are the senior class. Band members of the week are our drum majors. We want to thank our senior class for helping
Matt Hansen and Bob Muty back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium with our chocolate chip cookies, courtesy of Jimmy John's.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to thank Coach Duke and the athletic department for providing food for the press box, along with Jimmy John's and Peddlers, and I think both those organizations give the athletic department a significant
Yeah.
discount.
So we appreciate all the community businesses that have stepped up and throughout this year. You know, our press box does an awesome job. It's managed by David Clegg up here too, and Miss Aguilar as well. They do a great job hosting everybody, and thanks again.
3 minutes before the second half kickoff, both teams still in the locker room. 14-14 here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. Pretty tough ball game and a tough score for North Forney right there at the end. That really hurt the Lions.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you're in good position right there. You have your timeouts to try to go down and score after you burn 2 and get the ball back. So very unfortunate. It couldn't have gone worse for the Lions, but you know, now at least you get the ball to start the second half. So brand new ball game. Let's see if the kids have kind of refocused, and some adjustments have been made defensively to slow down the North Forney quarterback. That's Michael Phillips. So he's just kind of, what is he, 130 yards already?
Yeah.
Just for the first half. So
Well, let's correct one of the
Oh, yeah.
in that first half. We called a touchdown for Kadarian Johnson. It was actually Marion Nelson, so our apologies to Marion.
Yeah.
You've got some scores from around the
we sure do. Some very interesting scores, and you know, games that mean a lot. We talked about how there still is that slim chance, you know, if things go right for the, for some of these other games in the district. And just like what we need right now, Crandall is beating Corsicana right now, going into halftime, 29-27. So hopefully Crandall can hang on there. Forney is beating Sulphur Springs right now, 24-14, also at halftime. The big game, the district championship, right? Is Ennis versus Royce City. Ennis winning 20-6 right now. So kind of what we expected. Number 4 team in the state in Ennis.
Here we go.
Tough team in Royce City, but I don't think they're quite the match to Ennis. So I think Ennis will probably coast into the playoffs as our number 1 seed out of our district. But we'll see. Another half to play. Now, the game that everybody's kind of curious about, you know, out of district, you know, the nation's leading rushing offense in Quinlan Ford. That's the big surprise tonight. So playing a 6-2 Cattle Mills team and losing at halftime 21-19. So we'll have to keep our eye on that one as they go into the second half. And Cattle Mills able to jump out fast and score 21 points in the first quarter.
Wow.
Definitely came out hot. Maybe again Ford kind of riding their success. Maybe the head's getting a little big. So reality check. Maybe they'll refocus and play a tough second half.
Yeah, they're playing that one down in Quinlan too. So it's a home game for the Panthers. Kind of a surprise, but there was a nice write-up on the Ford team and their 3 hotshot running backs. One of whom's their quarterback.
Yeah.
In their Greenville Bannon. David Claiborne did a nice job of talking about those guys. 2 of them are 1,000-yard rushers already. And the other one, the quarterback, it only lacks about 150 yards to go over that same mark.
Yeah, I learned one that kind of, I guess, and I don't, let me see if I can find the name here as I just peek over here. I think it's, is it Tom?
And Williams is one.
Williams. I think Williams was the guy that actually, he played for Terrell for the previous few years. So Greenville actually played against Williams when he played for Terrell, so he just happened to transfer up the road to Ford. So what an opportune player to move to your school. So you got 3,000-yard rushers now for Quinlan Ford.
Todd Wallace, well, I'm sure he welcomed Williams to his to his squad. But yeah, Williams and I think Roden and Rowan. Let's get those names for you. The write-up that Claiborne put in there. It's Caden Roden has 99 going into tonight. 99 rushes for 1,214 yards and 15 touchdowns. Quarterback Rowdy Rowan, 84 carries, 861 yards and 13 touchdowns. And Jadonovan Williams, aforementioned, 111 carries, 1,415 yards and 19 touchdowns. So these guys have rushed up until tonight, combined 3,490 yards and 47 touchdowns in 8 games.
Unbelievable.
Leading the nation in rushing those 3 guys. So I suspect that Ford will probably snap out of the out of the doldrums and come back and put it back on the Foxes, but we'll wait
Yeah.
and see.
Well, you
God
mentioned earlier this year when Greenville was playing Frisco Liberty, how that Evan Williams, he turned up in Sports Illustrated. I wouldn't be surprised if that Quinlan Ford doesn't get one of those, those faces in the news. They like to do
Face in
this
the crowd?
face in the crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get a little mention with all that type of season.
Well, when you lead the nation in rushing in high school,
That's pretty
not only
impressive.
high school, but small college, junior college, and pros. Nobody is averaging over 500 yards per game rushing,
No.
and that team is doing it. The Lions are on the field. They've been working out in the north end zone, and now they're back in the run-through, getting ready to come out.
And Forney also on the field too. They actually refused to make the walk across the parking lot. They actually decided to use the visiting bleachers that are kind of tucked in the that northeast corner of the stadium, and they just hung out under the bleachers.
I don't blame them. That's a long walk through
It
the
is.
locker room. The Lions will be bolstered in the second half by the return of two key players, quarterback Micah Simpson and wide receiver slot running back Zy Tyson. Both guys had to sit out the first half due to being disqualified last week against Silver Spring. So I'm sure Coach Duke and particularly Coach Alexander will be happy to have those guys back in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, two extra weapons and two very, very strong ball carriers. So let's see. But we have to be impressed by the performance of Joe Golly in the first quarter. Running the ball, yes, made a few throws that maybe were forced, but when it did matter, he's able to pick up some important first downs.
Yeah, credit the Lions for hanging in there in that first half and getting to the intermission. And, they will definitely accept the addition of those two players to their squad. You may see Simpson play a little bit of cornerback.
Yeah.
He's a very effective defensive player as well. Lions will receive the second half kickoff from Colin Randall. Got Atagus Johnson. And let's see who the other deep receiver is.
Looks like that's a Maureen Nelson back there.
Here comes the kick. It's a short kick. Taken by Jaqueline Davis at the 27. Davis is out of bounds up at the 37-yard line.
So a little pooch right there to Jaqueline Davis to start the second half. Davis hasn't had a lot of returns actually this year, so first time we see him have a kickoff return and able to do a little something and give me about a return about 7.
Early in the season, Davis is one of the key receivers and did a really nice job. He's had some trouble hanging on to the ball here in the last couple of games, so maybe that touch will get him going. 1st and 10 for the Lions, 37-yard line. Micah Simpson is in at quarterback. We got a report that possibly Cameron Neal might have got nicked up a little bit in that first half, so we'll wait and see if he's on the field. Simpson takes a snap, rolling right, goes off
There he
right.
goes.
He's loose. 50, 40, 30,
Ain't gonna catch him.
20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Micah Simpson, first play. Junior quarterback.
Lightning has struck at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium.
Well, he can do it.
He sure can.
Averaged 13 yards a carry last week. 251 total yards against Sulphur Springs. This time he takes it 63 yards.
That just shows you.
He will score.
That just shows you what those weapons can do when you have everybody full strength, healthy, where they're supposed to be, doing the right thing. We got a lot of guys who can carry the ball.
Oatmeal's kick is up and good. Greenville 21-14 quickly here in the second half. We'll be right back. So Lions score on the
opening drive of the second half on the first play, carried by Micah Simpson. So just an absolute fast start to this second half, and the Lions getting ready to kick off here. So 11:42 here in the third quarter. Bob's taking a moment just to have a little snack.
Boy, that's good soccer.
It sure is. Again, thanks, Jimmy Johns.
Here's O'Neill's kick. It's a real short one. Taken right at the 40-yard line. That's Tucker with the reception. That was a really, really short kick.
Yeah, it was. Just a quick little, almost nearly an onside, just short little pooch, but you got to trust that guy to make that play. You never know when a ball might jump off the breastplate of a shoulder pad and hop right back in your hands. I like it, though. It's all right.
I don't think O'Neill hit that the way he wanted it, but in any event, good field position for North Forney. Michael Phillips come out after a very successful first half, running the ball in particular, but threw some nice balls as well.
Yeah, very interested to see if there's been any adjustments. First thing I'm already seeing, looks like a too high look out of the Lions secondary at the safety position.
Junior quarterback Phillips takes a snap, hands off. It's probably Taylor. Taylor is stopped after maybe 4 yards.
Yeah, Lions going to a three-man front right here in this first couple plays, or this first play out of the half, and that allows you to have 4 linebackers and maybe just a little bit more mobile as the quarterback can scramble.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage is North Forney. Handoff once again to Taylor, and Taylor is gang tackled by 4 red-shirted Lions, led by Dyshawn Grigsby.
Yeah, Grigsby with a little help from Caleb Leha there too.
Short pickup, we'll call it pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd and a short 5. Scoreboard shows 3rd and 4. Maps switches sides with Just not sure where he's supposed to be. Finally settles in at left defensive end. Phillips coming that way.
Wow.
Phillips has got the first down beyond the 50-yard line in the arms of Ortega. With a little help from KD.
Yeah, a lot of patience right there out of Michael Phillips, and he's able to follow. Looked like big number 70. What is that? Big number 72. That's Joshua Anderson just leading the way right there as he pulls, and they run a little quarterback counter.
Phillips again with another 3rd down conversion for North Forney. First down in Greenville territory. Low snap. Phillips hands off to Taylor. Taylor again stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but bounces out. And Grigsby follows him toward the sideline and brings him down after a short pickup.
Yeah, Jaden Champion able to get into the backfield there. He's frustrated with himself. He had 2 hands on Taylor there, but Taylor able to get away and pick up some positive yardage.
Martin replaces Grigsby on that defensive line for Greenville. Defensive ends switching around like they're anticipating Grigsby or Phillips going one way or the other. One receiver right, 2 to the left. In motion is Tucker. Phillips takes a snap, fakes the handoff. No, actually gives it to Crochet. And Crochet is stopped, I think, for a loss, Matt.
Yeah, first time that we've seen Crochet run the ball there. Kind of slips underneath, takes a little sweep right there, and not able to get the edge. Turns back inside and corralled by Lion defenders.
3rd and 6 for North Forney. Watch for something from number 9. I got to believe Phillips is either going to throw this one or keep it himself.
He's a 3rd down artist of what we've seen so far.
Well, he's the primary offense for North Forney's Falcons tonight. He's done an excellent job, particularly running the ball on the scrambles. 3rd and 6, ball at the 46-yard line of Greenville. Empty backfield. Phillips looks left, throws, and it's off the hands of Crochet. Looked like a good enough ball to be caught.
Yeah.
Couldn't bring it in.
Crochet does a great job. He runs a slant right there, just beats Jackson Cathy inside. Phillips puts the ball right in the money, just off the fingertips of Crochet. Surprising for a guy that leads the team in receiving.
Well, both Crochet and Phillips are juniors, so those guys are they're going to be back again next year, and they're going to be formidable. Randall in punt formation. Once again, a high punt. Fair catch called for. That's Johnson. He makes the catch at the 6-yard line.
Bob, it's interesting as we talk about these young guys that are going to have another year in this program. I had a chance to look at some of these realignment numbers, these snapshot numbers, and North Forney turning in like 2280, 2,280 kids. So, definitely a move up to at least Division I, I imagine for 5A, but big, definitely a growing community.
Yeah. I think there's some question that time as to maybe Johnson should have let that one roll into the end zone.
Yeah.
All right, Micah Simpson, junior quarterback with O.J. Odegas Johnson in the backfield. Kemp Simpson on the keeper. This time he's only able to get out to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Micah Simpson again just carries that ball just inside the left tackle. Looks like, again, just a quarterback power there. Better played this time by North Forney.
You wonder if there is something physically wrong with Cameron Neal. He's standing on the sidelines. Doesn't look real happy. Second and we'll call it 7 for the Lions. Fakes a handoff. Simpson is grabbed. A couple of white-shirted defenders grab Simpson, but he pushes his way forward for a pretty sizable gain.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, again, 3 plays, 3 carries by Micah Simpson. Let's see how let's see what kind of variety we can twist in here on 3rd and about 3.
Well, Otagus Johnson apparently is really not at full strength there. He only had 7 yards on 5 carries in the first half. So let's see what happens on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, can't be.
Handoff is to O.J. And he was moving forward and just ran into a brick wall. I think that's going to be a punting situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of taken down. It looked like by maybe number 22. So that's going to be, that's DeMarcus Kirk, the big senior linebacker that makes that play right there at the line of scrimmage.
Pretty significant hit on O.J.
Yeah, it was. Let's see.
It's a punting situation. Isaiah Lowe standing at his 1-yard line. Joe Luna in front of him blocking. Hunter Waters with a crucial snap here. Snap's good. Kick is away.
Okay. Oh, muffed.
Muffed at the...
Wow.
Wow. Crochet muffed one again at the Greenville 42-yard line.
That's unbelievable that he's able to hold on to that ball.
Thing back. That's amazing.
As he muffs that ball, Justin Fisher actually is coming full speed and makes contact with him, but somehow able to just immediately fall into that ball.
Really good starting field position for North Forney here as the Lions are unable to generate any offense.
Yeah, kind of a low spiraling punt by Isaiah Lowe.
6:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 21-14 Greenville leads. Michael Phillips, field general for North Forney. Play clock down to 12.
Phillips making some adjustments at the line of scrimmage.
Empty backfield. Looked like there was an early move from right tackle. Phillips is
Track him
under
down.
pressure.
Oh, nearly.
Loads it, almost finds Crochet with a diving reception, but that falls incomplete.
Yeah, tackled as he threw there, falling down. The ball actually goes right through the hands of Ortega for the Lion defense, and then Crochet just short of Crochet.
2nd and 10. Pretty good pressure that time by 3 or 4 Lions, headed up by Greg Just, I believe. DeMarcus Taylor in the backfield this time with Phillips. H-back formation. Hands to Taylor. No, he keeps it.
Ah, come on now.
Still pushing his way upfield. Finally, the scrum stops his forward progress short of the first down.
Yeah, again, just right there, Ortega's able to try to make that play at the line of scrimmage. Just misses. It looks like guys are starting to dip their head, trying to go for the big hit right there. Almost rather than keep their chest up, see what's in front of them, hit with their chest and run their feet to make that tackle.
Kadarian Johnson and DeGarian Anderson changed sides of the field. I think Johnson back into the defensive backfield for Greenville. 3rd, and we'll call it 6 for North Forney. And off
look at that.
Wrapped up immediately by the blitzing linebacker. That's David Ortega with a big play.
David Ortega makes up for that last play. He just shoots his gap and makes the play as the ball is actually handed off. So outstanding job right there just to shoot at the right time. great call over there by Danny Cobb and the Lions defensive coordinator.
Quickly into punt formation. Jaden Champion just getting off the field in time. Colin Randall
Not much of a rush.
standing at just short of midfield.
Go.
Gets the ball. This time it's going to bounce.
the football.
Bounces backwards into the hands of one of the North Forney coverage guys, Brandon Holt. A
You
little
know-
bit better field position this time.
A little bit, but Bob, I tell you what, I know everybody kind of talks about the rules of, returning punts in your own territory like that. You always are taught to, lock your heels on the 10-yard line, right? Anything behind you, you let go. Anything that's just there in front of you, you step up, you call a fair catch, and you save yourself. Again, just any ball hopping. A lot of stuff can go wrong when the ball hits the turf. Just trust your guys to step up and catch that ball.
Yeah, artificial turf has certainly added lots of bounces to the game of football. And Cameron Neal back into the game now, running back, alongside Micah Simpson, so maybe a little bit more of a threat if Neal is okay physically. We'll see. Handoff is to Neal, and Neal pushes forward, maybe 3.
Yeah, again, just Neal right there, just off left tackle again. Good to see him carry the ball and take a shot, so it looks like he's going to be healthy. Let's keep watching him and see if he can't get loose again.
Kind of holding his right arm down at the side, like possibly he's got a little bit of a shoulder injury on the right arm.
Was doing the same thing on the sideline too.
2nd and 7. Simpson keeps this time. And Simpson's
Okay.
got pretty good yardage this time. Not enough for a first down.
Yeah, that time just quarterback power there to the right. So that time, Cameron Neal actually kicking the defensive end there.
Called a 3rd and 2 for Greenville. Much more manageable than the last series.
Yeah,
Neal just doesn't look right to me out there, Matt.
Yeah, and again, I'm starting to notice too. Lions have gone back to an 11 personnel here, so I got a tight end in the game again. It looks like it's also Saul Gonzalez again. So 6 offensive linemen in the game.
Tyson in motion.
Sweet,
Tyson
there you
gets the
go.
ball.
Oh, didn't quite. Nope.
Again, short of first down, and there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, it kind of came in late there, but first carry that we see for Zy Tyson tonight on a sweep around the end to this near side, not able to quite get the corner. It's gonna be a first down now. A personal foul, gonna be a first down for the Lions.
Boy, that's a huge penalty against North Forney once again, and that's a conversion via the penalty.
Yep.
And boy, that's big for Green. Their offense has just all of a sudden just been suffocated by this North Forney defense.
You take what you can get, right? I mean, if you can get an opportunity to score here and go up 2 scores, that's going to be huge for, again, what's turned into more of a defensive battle than what we thought after the first 2 drives.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left for Greenville. Micah Simpson takes the snap, goes off right side. Just not generating the holes that they were generating on that first run by Simpson. He gets about 4 yards this time.
Still productive. We're so used to seeing Micah and breaking for long runs. 10 yards per carry is what he averages last week, and so let's just see him. 5 yards at a time. That's just fine. That'll win you a game.
Let's see if we can get him outside where he can really utilize his speed. 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Ball at the 40-yard line. Simpson again keeps it. He's loose this time. He's up beyond the sticks. At midfield, he's got another Greenville first down.
Bob, what's the over/under on how many carries Micah Simpson's going to have in a half?
That'd be 20.
I think I'm going to take the over.
Ball spotted at the Greenville 49. There is a stoppage of play. Just for the movement of the chains, I guess. Greenville huddled up. Now they're back at the line. They got the heavy package with Morris into the game as the extra offensive lineman. Fakes a handoff to O.J. Simpson in trouble.
Oh, not in the middle of the field. Not there.
And very nearly caught, very nearly intercepted at the North Forney 45-yard line.
Big no-no right there out of any quarterback. It doesn't matter what level. If you're scrambling, you never throw off a back foot back into the middle of the formation. That's where all that traffic is.
We've seen Simpson do some very juniorish plays.
Yeah.
Took a big loss here
Last week.
recently, and that one he avoided the loss, but very nearly threw an interception.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 now for Greenville. I think they might ought to just stick with the running game. Trips right. Handoff this time.
There you
Oh,
go.
big time run
There's
for
OJ.
John Tyson out of the backfield. And Tyson is down inside the, I'm sorry. it's
That's OJ, yeah.
I'm having a little trouble with the calls tonight, Matt.
I know these guys, they like to kind of dress the same, so we tend to use like a lot of their color, their socks and stuff. But going fast here again, so let's see if they can keep North Forney on their heels.
OJ's best run of the night. First down Greenville. Once again, OJ gets it. Same spot.
Same
at
spot.
the 25, down close to the 20-yard line before he's wrestled down.
I like it. I like it. Same play, just stay with what works right there. And let's go ahead, line up. Let's do it again.
Freshman Troy Matthews on that tackle.
Let's look Simpson to the right here.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Looking downfield.
Slant.
Oh, he had his man, and Anderson couldn't catch the low throw.
You got to be careful there too, because he does go with an RPO there, and Mike is still directing traffic. He waits for the slant to actually clear the outside backer. Really, you're reading the outside backer. So if the backer stays put, you don't have time to read it. You flip the bubble there.
Yeah,
so
a better throw, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
1:49 remaining here. Lions on the move. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line of North Forney. 2nd and 10. Micah Simpson and Latagus Johnson in the backfield.
That's some heat.
Simpson keeps it, and he's grabbed and thrown for not a loss, but a short gain, maybe a yard.
Yeah, North Forney sends 2 extra linebackers there on that play just to slow down Micah Simpson, and able to do so there.
And Simpson was up a little bit gimpy. Probably tweaked an ankle or got stepped on there.
He's pretty wiry, but he's a tough kid. He really is.
3rd and 9 for Greenville. Like to keep this one going. They lead 21-14 here late in the 3rd quarter. Simpson rolling right, looking downfield.
Good throw. Oh, what a play.
Almost intercepted by number 4, Lamarcus Kirk.
Yeah, really good play over there. I mean, you got Amari Nelson runs a great little wheel to a comeback. And Simpson's got him, but Kirk able to get over there and just step in front of it.
Ball spotted right at the outside the 20-yard line. So if the Greenville decided to try for a field goal, it doesn't appear that they're going to trust Archer Oatmeal at this distance. So it'll be 4th and 9. Play clock down to 9. Greenville breaks the huddle. And now they take a timeout. Coach Schmidt decides maybe we're going to talk about this a minute. So we'll take a timeout with them. Back here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium, 4th and 9 for Greenville. Simpson come over getting last minute instructions. Play clock at 20. 1:11 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Same play.
Simpson rolling right.
Yep. Gosh, sack.
Thrown for a loss at the 25-yard line. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, Lions actually run the exact same play. They ran the play before there, which I actually thought they were going to do here before they called the timeout. They put the trips into the boundary, but they end up coming out of a timeout and doing the exact same as the play before, and Micah Simpson just gets swallowed up for a sack there as he rolls.
Good defense by North Forney
Yes,
to
it
prevent
was.
the Lions from getting into the end zone. Just comes off the field, looks like he's got an equipment malfunction.
Uh-oh.
Juan Tapia into the game. Something wrong maybe with Just helmet, I'm not for sure.
Looking for something, yep.
Hand off to Whitted, and Whitted pushes his way forward for a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Greg Just down here. It looks like he's getting some getting attended to by a trainer, maybe doing some tape on some existing tape job on his knee.
Second, we'll call it 7. Whithead and Phillips in the backfield.
There you go.
Whithead and Phillips is swallowed up by Dyshawn Grigsby.
You have to love that. So Dyshawn Grigsby right there stays at home. You know, that's what Connor Phillips has been doing. He's watching the defensive end on that backside, just dive inside. He's been pulling and getting the edge, but Dyshawn Grigsby just shuffles down the line of scrimmage, stays at home, and able to make that play.
Lion defense doing a much better job on the quarterback run this time here in the second half. That's a loss of 3. We'll call it 3rd and 10 for North Forney. Clock running down. That'll be the end of the third quarter with the Lions leading North Forney 21-14. Matt and I will be right back. What's the significance of the tail on Grigsby? Bob Muty and Matt Hansen back for the beginning of the fourth quarter. North Forney has a 3rd and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Michael Phillips drops back, penalty on the play. Phillips now scrambling to his left. He's got first down yardage, still going out to the 45-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is.
Yeah, gonna have to see what that penalty is. Definitely a spot foul of some type thrown in as the play was going on. Let's see what happens.
And Phillips is hurting just a little bit.
False start.
Wow, that's another huge penalty against North Forney, and if they lost their quarterback here, that's a double whammy. Michael Phillips down at the 47-yard line. They had trainers attending to him. Going to be a 3rd and 15 after that 5-yard penalty, and we'll wait and see what the outcome is with the injury with Michael Phillips. We'll take a short break.
Yeah.
Michael Phillips is being assisted from the field, walking pretty much under his own power. Maybe got a little hitch in his giddy up. We'll wait and see if he's able to come back on the field. But right now,
looks like it's going to be Luke Key. It's going to be a junior quarterback and his first time at quarterback this season based on the stats we had coming into tonight.
3rd and 15.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He drops back, looking downfield, throws, knocked down. K.D. Johnson with a nice play to knock that one away from Crochet.
Yeah, Key looked like he took that snap and he looked right for a second. A little bit of a hesitation, like he was a little unsure and and he immediately saw some of those big red shirts coming at him.
Yeah, let me correct you, Matt. I didn't give you these updated, but that is Landon Heath. He's working.
Oh, excuse me.
No problem.
I'm sorry. We've had a few changes, and thank you to the North Forney coaching staff for giving us an update on some of those names.
Andrew Wallace told us about all these changes, and we've got freshmen in the game that were not listed on the roster, so we'll do our best to straighten things out. We know about Colin Randall, though. He's got a great leg. He's in punt formation, standing at his own 9-yard line. Kick is short this time.
Boy.
Short. Greenville just needs to
There you go.
Bounces back Greenville's way and rolls dead
Wow.
at the 4-yard line of North Forney.
So
Wow.
you're talking about a difference really of only about 15 yards.
Yeah, that's a huge break. Huge mistake by Randall, who's had a really good night kicking.
Fewer than that. I'm sorry. More like 10. We'll take it, though. Hey, we'll take it.
Greenville now starting at the 33-yard line of North Forney. This is just an absolute great opportunity to put more points on the board. They lead currently by a score of 21-14 over the Falcons. Micah Simpson and Atagus Johnson in the Greenville backfield, Longhorn formation. Simpson takes the snap, hands to Johnson, and Johnson
Wow.
tackled by Kirk, Lamarcus Kirk this time, for a 4 or 5 yard loss.
I tell you what, Kirk comes on and just blows up. His first contact there with a member of the offensive line, runs right through and makes that play in the backfield. Good play by Kirk.
Lions unable to take advantage of great field position. Now they're setting up with a 2nd and 15. Got to get something going here on 2nd down. Simpson rolling right there for the penalty on the play, and I think it's going to be against the Lions. So a real unfortunate situation as the Lions shoot themselves in the foot here.
Yeah, just happening too often this season. It just seems like every time that you catch a break, you shoot yourself in the foot and you get backed up. So now at a 10-yard disadvantage to where you started.
Call it 2nd and 19. Actually 2nd and 20. Greenville moving backwards after having excellent field position to start this particular series.
Oh, here it comes.
Linebackers. Johnson breaks out on the left side, back beyond the original line of scrimmage as the run blitz just did not work for North Forney that time. I think they brought both Kirk brothers on that blitz, and OJ was able to get outside.
Yeah, it looks like they brought the strong side linebacker and the Mike backer there, just a late show, and they tried to shoot A and B gap right there, and luckily Greenville actually runs away from the blitz there, and OJ able to bounce and spin off a tackler and pick up a gain of 12.
Shoulder pad got a little bit out of whack for OJ's, replaced by Cameron Neal. 3rd and 8. Simpson jukes left, goes right. He's got the first down.
Woo!
Down inside the 20-yard line, close to the 15. Micah Simpson.
Micah Simpson, I tell you what, he's not a very tall guy, but he's got long legs. But I'm telling you, he just chops those feet and he gets inside and create move after move and make multiple guys miss there, even when there's just a herd of tacklers around him.
And that jab step to the right kind of opened things up as he then went back to his left. Hand off to Cameron Neal. Neal is buried right at about the line of scrimmage. Tries to go around the left side, nothing doing.
You know, that's kind of the advantage of Cameron Neal from time to time. Is he's kind of a downhill, just straight ahead type of runner, and he doesn't leave much hesitation there. Whereas your other ball carriers.
goal puts the Lions up 24-14 over North Forney with 7:45 remaining in this one, Matt.
Yeah, great job right there. Again, that's exactly what you need to have, and you wish for a touchdown there to really get this a game that may potentially be out of reach just based on this game has gone. Now it's about a 10-point game, so 2 possessions still serve you well here, but it's still going to come down to your defense, similar to what we had last week.
Yeah, offense beginning to get a little bit stagnant, but thanks to that field position, they're able to move into the field goal range, and O'Neal converts. So a big 3 points on the board for the Lions. And now you turn it over to Grigsby and Champion and Maps and Just and Ortega and those guys, and hope they can bring this one home as they did last week against Sulphur Springs. They held the Wildcats scoreless in the second half last week.
So far, the same thing tonight, too. So let's see if they can't pitch a second half shutout again.
Archer O'Neal, the junior kicker, is working on his punting, too. So, of course, I'm not sure he'll be able to beat out Ibarra, who is also a junior, for the punting chores next year. But he's doing a great job with the placements. Here comes his kick. It's a short one. Comes down at about the 31-yard line. A fair catch is called. I think it's Tyler over there. So
yeah.
North Forney will set up shop at their own 31-yard line with 7:45 left.
So let's see who's going to come in the game here at quarterback. If Michael Phillips is able to get taped up, it looked like it was going to be an ankle, something definitely lower body, but let's see. No.
It's like it might be the senior Landon Heath. Heath, I was told by Andrew Wallace, one of the coaches, moved away but moved back in mid-season and rejoined the team. So we have triplets left. Handoff this time to Taylor. And Taylor's got lots of room up the middle. He's almost up the midfield before he's brought down by Jackson Cathy.
Yeah, not a lot of misdirection there, just kind of inside zone right there. And you've little fake fling out here by Heath, but he just hits the hole hard and picks up a big gain.
Heath looking right now. Incomplete. Looking for Crochet down at about the 30-yard line of Greenville.
Yeah, Crochet running a post right there, and just coverage over the top right there. It looks like by DeGarry and Anderson again, still in the game up there. So Anderson still. Oh, who is that? I'm sorry. Again, they're kind of turned away from some of the.
I think you're right. I think
DeGarry and Anderson's really stepped up, and he's played a lot of corner the last 2 weeks.
2nd and 10 for North Forney. Handoff once again to Taylor. Taylor, not as much room this time. Grigsby's got a hold of him at about midfield, maybe a gain of 2.
Yeah, a whole pride of Lions right there to make that play right there along the line of scrimmage. Grigsby having a heck of a game. It's just nice to be able to call his name consistently, and we kind of talked about it. Anytime you got Grigsby and Maps and Champion and Just all healthy and all in the game at the same time, it's a dangerous front up there. You add Connor Martin to the mix. That's a good front four.
Grigsby has been off injured this year. Greenville going to a 3-man line now. Grigsby right in the middle with Maps on one side. I can't tell who the other one is, but anyway, Landon Heath is back, looking downfield under pressure from
Stay in coverage. Stay in coverage.
Rolling right.
Oh.
He's got his man. It's a completion down at the 32-yard line.
Looks like that's Tyler Chucker over there that makes that play. He comes back after running a go. Little scramble drill right there and helps out Heath. He's able to throw the ball, gets back inside of DeGarry and Anderson.
Beautiful job by Landon Heath to get out of the grass with Just and make that completion for the first down. Quick throw out to the right. Once again, good pickup for North Forney as they're moving smartly down the field under the leadership of the senior.
Yeah, just a quick little hot throw right over there, right along the line of scrimmage. Just catch and get upfield, take what you can. Just take advantage of a little cushion your corner's giving you.
6:17 remaining, clock running. Greenville's defense a little bit on their heels right now. Heath takes a snap,
Yeah,
looks downfield.
pumped it. Stay in coverage. Yes, sir.
Intercepted. Back upfield, one of the Lions at the 35-yard line. Interception that time.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe Isaiah Lowe.
Yes, it was. It was Isaiah Lowe that steps in front of that ball and brings it in. How about that right there? So North Forney tries to run the exact same play, but this time it's a double move. They pump the hot little screen out to the receiver, and then Tucker tries to come off and run the wheel, but Isaiah Lowe undercuts it, just steps in front of it and takes that ball the other direction.
It's a real dagger for North Forney.
It is.
6 minutes remaining, they turned the ball over when they had something going. Great play by Isaiah Lowe to pick that one off and bring it back about 6 yards. Ball spotted now at the Greenville 35-yard line. See if the offense can get on track again. Handoff once again. It's Cameron Neal. Neal goes forward for a gain of 4.
Again, just running to the wide side of the field. They're running away from a blitz, and it works out. Looked like he got a kind of a tough spot there. I thought he was going to have a little bit bigger gain. Looks like they only gave him a gain of about 3.
Cameron Neal kind of flexing his right arm, trying to figure out maybe what might be wrong. In the stance, it just kind of hangs that right arm down.
Doesn't look comfortable, that's for sure.
2nd and 7 for Greenville. Simpson with the keeper. Simpson breaks a tackle, picks up short yardage, bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, DeMarcus Kirk coming again. So North Forney really sending 4 or 5 just about each and every play here to try to disrupt the Lion run game.
They're figuring that the Lions are going to keep it on the ground and chew up as much clock
I'd
as
imagine.
possible.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Locked down to 5 minutes now.
Big 3rd down right here again, so about 3rd and 4.5, nearly 5.
Greenville in no hurry to get this one off, but they sure would like to get these 5 yards and get another 1st down conversion. Micah Simpson, junior quarterback, had a great run. Drops the ball, in trouble. Now he breaks loose, and he is thrown for a loss.
Yeah,
Lack of concentration, I think, there, Matt.
Yeah, I think he's thinking ahead right there. Doesn't quite necessarily secure the snap. Now he's kind of reaching down to his lower body right there. It looked like he was tackled. He landed directly kind of knee hard into the turf. Yeah, definitely.
He might have got one in one of those.
Maybe so. Right in the nether region, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Something only our young men understand. But let's see here.
Surprised that North Forney didn't stop the clock, Matt.
Yeah, that is surprising. Maybe they just want to save all those timeouts for the actual offense, but we'll see.
Punt formation for Greenville. High snap. Isaiah Lowe gets the kick away. It's a low kick, but it's rolling in Greenville's favor. And just to get that one away was big, Matt.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I mean, Isaiah Lowe doesn't get a lot of hang time under his punt, but he does kick a kind of a low, hard line drive ball. So, that extra run that he gets actually ends up helping out quite a bit. He'd be a perfect guy for a rugby style type punt if you did set up the protection that way. I don't think our protection's set up that way with just Luna back there.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of teams, they'll put 2 or 3 back there at the personal protection depth and just kind of roll out, get as much as they can, and then punt it.
Justin Fisher downs that punt. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line in North Forney, so 74 yards of
Coverage ain't right.
needs to be covered in order to get a touchdown for Landon Heath. Heath drops back. Senior looking right. Now he's under pressure. Breaks away.
Stay on him. Oh, wow.
Spins around again.
Wow.
Goes, finds his man.
Oh!
O'Shea can't hold it. At the 35-yard line. Ball hitting right on the side.
My goodness. What a great job by Heath. He just creates and creates. He's just making guys miss. I think there were about 3 times that a Lion defender had him just ready to wrap him up, but he's able to escape. Doesn't get any help right there, unfortunately, out of his receiver.
I don't think a lot of the defenders for the Lions are going to enjoy watching this film this
No.
week because there's been so many missed tackles. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped with the incompletion. 3:38 remaining. Greenville leads 24-14 over North Forney's Falcons. Landon Heath at quarterback. Takes a snap, drops straight back. Under some
There you
pressure,
go.
Justin Grigsby have him in a sandwich, and he's thrown for a loss.
Still no timeout out of North Forney right here. I guess 3rd and long. I guess they're figuring why waste the down, but let's see here. Why waste the timeout? But 3rd and 13, clock still running.
Well, you got to show your offense some confidence. I got to take a timeout if I'm Coach Love.
Absolutely.
Goodness gracious. It's almost like he's given up. 3rd and 15.
Tunnel. Make a play. There you go.
Nice play on the bubble screen over there by Johnson or Kathy.
Let's see
Actually,
here.
Kathy, I believe, with that pass breakup in a 4th down situation.
Yeah, it was. So you kind of see the pump over here to the left, and they try to go back to the tunnel screen on the far side of the field. Kathy just blows it up on as the ball meets the receiver.
And once again, the Greenville defense rises to the occasion. And Colin Randall is in punt formation again for North Forney. Bryson Maps in replacing Jaden Champion. And a stoppage of play. And a timeout finally taken by North Forney. Now that's really unusual.
Very strange. Absolutely. I think it's pretty strange, but I think there's definitely some mismanagement of the clock over there, but Lions are going to get an opportunity to get the ball here and really put a nail in the coffin.
Kind of a microcosm of North Forney season, maybe?
Maybe so, right?
Wow. Well, Coach Randy Jackson, who Eric Luster succeeded, as Matt was talking about earlier, he decided, I guess, just to retire and move to the farm somewhere in East Texas.
Yeah.
Is what Coach Duke
He's all done. I think he just hung it up, and he ends last season 9-2. They lose to Aledo in the first round of the playoffs, and talk about a team that scored a ton of points last year. So it's just so strange to see a program within short time, and really not a huge change as a staff too. You promote within.
Lost a lot of seniors,
Yeah.
according to what Andrew Wallace told me before the game. Kadarian Johnson deep to receive for Greenville. See if some kind of trick play. No, Randall gets the kick away.
Go catch it.
Johnson's going to let it bounce. Takes it on the first bounce.
Why?
Gets around the right side.
Oh, he fumbled. Oh no!
It's recovered by North Forney. Got the worst thing that could happen to Greenville happens. They haven't really
no.
made an indication, but it's clear to us at least that that'll be North Forney ball.
Yeah, he took a pretty significant hit there. He's still down, but you just continue to think why these guys aren't stepping up to go catch these balls on the fly.
Yeah, he doesn't look.
No.
This doesn't look good here.
A little shook up there. I think they're going to give him just a moment to. Yeah, he's just kind of.
He's a key performer for Greenville, particularly on defense. He's had his problems with the punt returns tonight, and that one was maybe ill-advised to take that one. He had plenty of room on the first bounce,
Yeah.
but I think he was probably more embarrassed than anything else, and that this injury might just be a man, I want to stay down because I'm not happy about
Well, let's see here. I see the Greenville coaching staff actually signaling, and it looks like it's going to be a Greenville football.
Well, the only thing I can think about is they called him down. Maybe the ground can't cause a fumble.
Well, maybe so. I guess we thought that ball came out a little bit sooner, but big break right there for Greenville's offense, and this is your chance. Let's put this game away.
Yeah, and I think Coach Luster wants an explanation. He really can't understand why that's not North Forney ball.
Yeah, and we hope KD's doing all right, and we'll keep our eye on the sideline here.
He is down with the being attended by the trainers.
But definitely lower body, though. He's being stretched.
Well, indeed, it is Greenville offense. Greenville with the ball, and Joe Golly is back in at quarterback for the Lions. Got OJ next to him. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson
There
on
you
the
go.
right side. He stays in bounds after a pickup of 3.
Still no use of a timeout by North Forney either, so I don't know if this coaching staff has potentially just kind of mailed this one in or what, but
Yeah.
very strange. But I think,
The club's going to have some questions for
Yeah.
Luster
I think if
after this game and maybe after this season.
yeah, you pick up a pair of first downs right here, I think that's going to do it,
Well, you
especially the
think
way the
about-
clock's running.
You think about how many points they put up against Corsicana last week.
Yeah.
And Greenville's defense has limited them to 14 points, although they've lost their first-string quarterback here a few minutes ago.
Right.
But Landon Heath done a reasonably good job before the interception.
Well,
Hand off to OJ. OJ is wrapped up at about the 45-yard line.
oh, come on, guys. And again, that was another bonehead penalty right there. That's going to be on Greenville. I
What do you
think,
see, Matt?
I think, unfortunately, we're going to lose a player to a punch throw. I think it's going to be 61. Saul Gonzalez is going to get sent to the sideline and potentially out of the game. He swings and hits the back of a North Forney player's helmet.
Well, you certainly don't want to see that in a game that
No.
pretty much is over. I mean,
Right.
there's no reason for anybody to get hot tempered. Apparently, we'll be without Gonzalez in the first half of next week's game against Randall.
We'll have to see. I mean, definitely he made contact with the head of the opposing player. So let's see here.
Number 95 for
So offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but no signal or no signal of a punch of anything. So no ejection, but definitely.
I don't know whether Martin Roca, number 95, who's just a sophomore, couldn't identify him in the first half. He made a couple of really good plays defensively. I don't know whether he was involved with Gonzalez or not.
No, I think it was that right side of that defensive line up there, maybe 55. It would have been I think it was Gus Rubio.
Okay, so field position doesn't change on the offsetting penalties. 2nd and 7. Tyson in motion, gets the handoff, immediately encounters a defender. Good defensive play by the blitzing linebacker.
Yeah, it makes you think just the way with how he took that handoff. It was going to be a motion to a power there inside, like he had stopped all of his momentum. So definitely not a sweep, even though he motions across the formation.
And North Forney does indeed burn their second timeout. 1:48 remaining. It'll be a 4th down.
Kind of
for Greenville.
a too little, too late type of timeout, huh?
For sure.
But 4th down, you never know. But I don't know if they're going to make up 10 points in a minute 48. But crazier things have happened.
Well, again, the punt formation. Punts have been an adventure tonight for Greenville. The last one was a high snap from Waters, who's normally pretty reliable with the deep snaps. Looks like Kadarian Johnson is up and on his feet. Now he sits down on the bench, but he will probably not be a part of the defensive secondary when they get back on the field. Isaiah Lowe in punt formation for Greenville. Need good protection here. Need a good snap and a quick kick.
Bringing heat up off the top end there. Picks up. Good job.
Good punt by Isaiah Lowe. Ball's
Yeah, it was.
down.
Oh, and a good run there,
Down
too.
inside the 10-yard
You got to love that.
Wow.
Great job by Isaiah Lowe.
Marquise Edwards, the talented defensive safety for North Forney, let that one roll, and it stopped deep in North Forney territory with 1:35 remaining.
I've got to give some credit right there to the Greenville punt protection. Forney actually creeps 2 additional punt rushers there off the far end, and Jackson Cathy able to pick up the nearest threat from the far left end.
Yeah, you overlook things like that, but they're so important in a game like this. 10-point lead for Greenville, 24-14, 1:35 left. Landon Heath standing in his own end zone for North Forney. Just got locked down. Maybe too many men on the field.
We're going to get called for that one.
North Forney will decline that because they've got a first down.
Yeah, Greg Just trying to hurry off the field there to put 12 men on the field, but I think they'll decline that one and take the first down in the game at 12.
Davion Washington with the catch there, another youngster playing for North Forney. Good throw from Heath. North Forney declines the penalty. Clock restarts. Tyler in motion. Heath looking downfield, has plenty of time.
Got him. Pick it off.
Oh, the ball popped up in the air off the hands of Isaiah Lowe, who was guarding Taylor.
Yeah,
Micah Simpson almost had himself a pick there.
Yeah, it was. Again, just another tip drill there. So bringing in your best athletes to play more of a prevent coverage here. So Micah Simpson at corner. You got Joe Luna, and looks like at the far safety, you've got Zy Tyson at the far safety as well.
Yeah, with KD out of the game, it's a good spot for Simpson. 1:14 left, 2nd and 10. Heath drops straight back, 3-man rush, gets no pressure. Pass downfield through the hands of Crochet.
Again, another surprising drop by Crochet that came into this game, really kind of hyping Crochet up. He's had some some pretty catchable balls just go in between his hands.
Well, from here it looked catchable, but possibly that wasn't as close to being catchable.
Maybe so.
We're pretty far away from the far sideline, so let's give Crochet the benefit of the doubt there. He throws a nice ball.
Yeah, he does. He really does. I mean, again, it's a senior quarterback, so he's probably, grown in this program, moved away and came back, and probably gave an opportunity to the younger Michael Phillips to earn the job.
And he's getting plenty of time to throw with a three-man rush. Greenville in kind of a prevent formation. Now Ortega adds to the rush.
Oof.
And Heath has to unload that one. It's incomplete once again, intending for Tyler Crochet.
Yeah, Nagarian Anderson nearly makes the game-sealing interception again there, but the ball's thrown wide and out of bounds.
North Forney with 4th down and nothing to lose is going to punt the ball again.
Yep.
I don't get it, Matt. You're just telling the team, I don't trust you guys to do anything, and now they're all screwed up.
Woo! One too few, one guy off sides as he's running in to try to get lined up. But
This is a team in disarray, Matt.
yeah, they're just trying to finish the year out in the best way possible, get some young guys some opportunities, and regroup for the offseason maybe. But Greenville will take a victory.
Second one of the year.
They'll take it.
Second district.
Yeah, right.
Third one of the year for the Lions. Randall standing in his own end zone gets this one away. Greenville lets this one bounce, rolling close to midfield. And then North Forney downs it at their own 49-yard line. Tyson and Micah Simpson were back there in return formation.
Bob,
49 seconds.
Yeah, Bob, just a chance to kind of update us on some of these scores in the district while while the offense gets ready to come on the field. Ennis, I think, is going to be your district champion. So they're leading the Royce City 41-13 right now in the fourth quarter. Sulphur Springs actually beating Forney right now, too, 28-24 in the fourth quarter. And then we got a real tight one, an important game to these Lions. It's 43-40 Crandall right now against Corsicana. Late in the third quarter, so a lot of ball still to be played, and we've seen that out of Corsicana just scoring a lot of points late, so we'll have to see if Crandall can hold on.
My goodness.
Yeah, some wild scores though.
What about a Caddo Mills? Can you give us a
Yeah, I'll pull that one up next too as we wind this game down, and the best formation in football right now.
Victory formation, Joe Golly. On stat-wise, he takes a 6-yard loss. 41 seconds remaining. North Forney not interested in using their final timeout. Hopefully there won't be any bad feelings.
Yeah, you just don't often see a 10-point game with you bringing in a timeout in your pocket back into the locker room.
20 seconds on the play clock, only 16 on the game clock, so no need for even the Lions to even snap this one. Golly walks up to the line scrimmage, tells Portillo, hey, keep that thing in your pocket. 3, 2, 1, and clock
Ball game.
expires. Greenville with their second win in district. So they're still alive, folks.
That's right.
24-14.
Hard to believe.
Greenville beats North Forney here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. A huge win for the Lions. Crandall holds on and beats Corsicana, and they still have something to play for next week against Crandall.
Have a play-in game. You never know. So we'll continue to watch that. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in watching that, I encourage you to take a look at the Football Friday app that's provided by Dave Campbell's Texas High School Football. Just to give you guys a clue in also on that Quinlan Ford game, they are winning late in the fourth quarter, 39-28. So they have held Cattle Mills only 7 points in the second half.
I don't know whether Matt can get stats on that on his phone, but we're gonna take a short break as we watch the teams exchange handshakes at midfield. We'll be right back to wrap this one up. And Matt Hansen back here at Greenville's T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium after Greenville Post's district win number 2 by a score of 24-14 over North Forney. Lions really got a shot in the arm with that 63-yard run on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter, Matt.
Yeah, they did. It just anytime that Micah Simpson's available, he adds that extra wrinkle. But, even Joe Golly comes in there to end that game. So congratulations to all these seniors across all these programs, the football team, the Flashes, the band, ROTC, all these seniors. It's always fun to end that last home game with a victory. And as all these students are out there and student athletes and extracurriculars, everybody's out there celebrating together, hand in hand, and coaches are excited. So congratulations to all Greenville High School seniors.
And you're getting to watch it all on GEUS Channel 34 and on the YouTube channel. Again, this Greenville defense pitches a shutout here in the second half, right?
2 weeks in a row. So again, we had talked about this being a team all year, about 2 halves of a game, but at the same time, that's how you want to end a game. So you add that extra excitement and adding 2 really good athletes in Zy Tyson and Micah Simpson back, but it's your defense, again, that's going to win the game for you.
And they did. So again, final score, 24 Greenville, 14 North Forney. For Chris Mangual and Matt Hansen, I'm Bob Muty saying good night, everybody. We'll see you next week at Pirate Stadium in Crandall, Texas. Have a great weekend.